All right. Welcome back to GSL, everybody. The Group B in the round of 8 is underway. The Group 8. Hero at the bottom right side, Creator in the top left, and it is going to be PvP to kick things off. The other side of the group, we've got Dark and DRG as well, ready and waiting. So 2 mirror matchups to start things off. But that's good, because it gets out the boring matches. We get straight from there into... I say boring. They won't be boring. They're going to be quick and action-packed, because we've already got a cannon rush. Okay, never mind. We're going to get straight towards, like, Dark and Hero and DRG and Creator, which are both banging matches. I'm hoping those are the matches we get, but we'll see what happens. Coming in for the pylon wall-off. Oh, this is such a good wall-off. You can wall-off with 2 pylons, is it? Yeah, it's a 2 pylon wall-off. You can get a single cannon back there. This is a brutal position, because Creator's only gateway is on the low ground. Oh, this is really, really dangerous right now for Creator. Creator needs to pull more probes. He needs to pull more probes. You can always break this with a probe pull, but you're meant to pull 14 probes because you need to be attacking the pylon on the right as well. You can't just kill 1 pylon. Uh-oh. Creator has not pulled enough probes to defend this, I don't think, guys. That cannon's going to kill a lot of probes, I believe. There are 3 probes with surface area. Has Creator calculated this perfectly? Maybe. Zealot's on the way. These 2 probes go up into the main base. Actually, I think maybe he killed that so quickly. Oh, he's only going to lose 1 or 2 probes, maybe. Damn! Oh, Creator so comfortable, so calm, and so confident. Guys, that might just be game in Creator's favor. Creator is miles ahead. Yeah, there's no Cybercore, but that's fine. You got a gas on the way. Start a Cybercore soon. Hero gets a gas steal off. Like, who cares? Hero's already got to worry about a 4-gate. 1 gas 4-gate's super powerful anyway. Hero's production tab has 3 gases in it right now. He's going to go 2 gates behind this. Hero's still down on workers, and his Cybercore is going to be behind significantly. I mean, it's Hero. Hero could find a way. He's limited his opponent's tech. Creator is going to go 1 gate expand, which is the natural thing. Like I said, 4 gate is kind of scary, and 1 gas 4 gate still works, but it's going to be the Nexus choice for Creator. Puts that down before Hero can block it. Good choice. All right, so we've got a double Zealot pressure coming from Creator. Hero will have a Zealot of his own, and a second Zealot on the way as well. So I think he's going to be okay here. Probe count's evened out, but of course Creator has the natural up, and he can build a gas there as well whenever he feels like it. Oh, here we go. Zealot gets the probe kill. Got to be careful though. His Zealot's taking a bit of damage. Second Zealot for Hero, not out just yet. And you can see here, oh, his Zealot's getting surrounded. Nice probe micro from Hero so far. He loses 1, 2, 3 probes. And that is costly because remember, you're 1 base against 2. You've got no tech advantage. And you are simply playing this from behind right now. Gas getting attacked on the other side of the map. Oh, Hero's going to counter proxy. I mean, I guess that's not that surprising, is it, right? Hero's going to go for a bit of an all-in now to try and punish. There's a shield battery there. Creator's only on 1 gate. Takes a second gas. Up 3 probes right now, building more. Lots of Stalkers making Warp Gate. I wouldn't be surprised to see 2 gateways built on the front. Okay, Robo. Interesting. Guess the Robo will give you that micro ability as well. But I think Hero's just realizing he's so far behind. He's decided, let's try and win it with a big all-in. So far, Creator's defense has been on point. I really once again have to pay like the confidence on Creator and how quick he pulled probes and focused that pylon down was so well done. Stalkers did take a lot of damage there. This is really bad for Creator, man. For Hero, I mean. Oh my gosh, he's losing a Stalker. Oh my god, he's already lost a Stalker. Hero's losing these trades. Creator's looking so confident. Dude, Creator is just asserting dominance right now. A lot of players, like, after they defend a cheese like this, they look kind of paranoid and afraid. But look, his probe comes back in, sees no Nexus. Sentry's desperately going to try and stop him. But he knows there's no expand. He knows Warp Gate's done. All he's got to do is survive. He's got a second gate in a Robo, or third gate in a Robo on the way. Second gate's already done. His Warp Gate is a little slow. It's not ready just yet. So as this Immortal comes out, there's going to be a scary moment or 2. But look, he's got 2 more batteries behind this as well. And I think if you lose your wall off, it's not the end of the world. The real threat here is a force field trapping your units outside the wall. That's what Creator has to be afraid of. And I think as Creator, just pull behind the wall off and give up these buildings. And then if you do that, you're up 10 probes. Like, there's no way to lose. But if you get a bunch of units trapped outside, that's where things can get nasty. Creator's going to pull back the Stalker, but yeah, it gets trapped. At least it's only 1 Stalker, so it's not as bad as it otherwise maybe could be. There are Stalkers coming from the main base that were up there, ready for a Warp Prism going into the main base. Here we go. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Cybercore is already down. We haven't started rebuilding it yet. Creator's got to be careful. Hasn't used battery overcharge yet, though, and I think that's what I'm most impressed by. There is 60 energy in the main Nexus. I'm going to keep that selected. Oh, no. He's just used it. But he's about to get 50 energy on the natural, so we'll have that available soon enough. We've got a second Immortal on the way. No Warp Prism yet for either side. And the wall-off should be good, but no, Creator not on top of that wall-off. 3 Adept shading into the main base. Oh gosh, Creator's not watching. Creator's not watching with that Immortal. His Immortal rallies out front. Oh, Creator, don't make these doo-doos. Don't make these doo-doos, Creator. His Immortal gets battery overcharged. Oh, but it actually pulls out a battery healing momentarily. Okay, it's back in range. The Immortal does survive, but it takes a lot of damage. 2 of the Adepts went down. 1 does escape. Right now, the Cybercore has been rebuilt. It's 2-gate Robo, which should be enough to defend, especially when you've got the batteries helping you. 3 batteries with a lot of energy. And there's only 1 or 2 force fields. Hero's making more sentries. He knows he's got to out-micro Creator very badly here, and force fields are going to be part of how he does that. The Adept shading into the main does cancel. Oh. Okay. Okay, right now, there's no follow-up here for Hero. He's just going to go in the main. If he can force field the ramp, maybe. You got to deal with things like recall here. Oh, he accidentally dropped that 1 Immortal on the low ground. He's trying to drop these units there. Sentry accidentally derps in. Hero does lose a Sentry for free there. He's doing pretty good Prism Micro, but actually a Stalker goes down as well. Remember, there is a battery available here. Battery Overcharge will be ready in a few seconds. Battery Overcharge is ready, but oh, I don't think Creator has anything to get it. Nice force field there. Hero doing some pretty big damage right now, dude. If Hero finds a way to win this game, that'd be crazy, but those 2 Immortals are still up. Those 2 Immortals of Creator, the moment their landing hits on the Stalkers and Immortals of Hero, those units will crumble. There's 3 Immortals, in fact, the Radiant Point 1 as well. Oh, and he's not losing any of them. I think even losing 9 probes, which sucks. The main base is going to start mining out in a few seconds here for Hero, and you've got your natural. So there's so much better mining right now for Creator. You've still got your Prism and your Immortals alive. 3 Immortals against 2. And Hero is looking rather desperate. He goes into the main with the Immortal drop. You gotta pick up though. Man, you cannot absorb many Immortal hits. Remember, Immortals do 50 damage to other armored units, so they blast through the shields so quickly. Creator is destroying right now. He's just blocking all of Hero's cheesy shenanigans so easily. And oh, Hero's gonna lose an Immortal as well. Hero does snipe the Warp Prism of Creator. The Creator's on top of the production. This is something you gotta deal with. Trying to warp in more Adepts right now to try and help out in this fight. Hero knows if he loses this production, then he's done for. He has to win this fight with those 2 Immortals rallying in from the left. Look at how much damage they do. He tries to repower the production right now. A sure sign of desperation. But that's going to be that. Creator with 4 Immortals, not losing any of them. And he does take down Hero in game 1. I once again have to pay respect to that early defense, guys. A lot of players would have panicked. I thought he was being almost too kind of afraid of pulling too many probes, but he just pulls 4 probes the instant the pylon goes down. And he says, that's cool. I'll just attack this with like 4 probes, get a 5th one down, get a 6th one down as well. As long as I take this probe down, this pylon down, he knew that he would get 3 probe surface area in the cannon. And as long as he got that soon enough, he knew he'd be in a good spot. And honestly, I would have been way more panicked here, man. But he does really well. Does kind of ignore Hero's probes, and it is kind of interesting, but I think Hero just felt like he probably couldn't build any more cannons. Maybe he could have tried to do a cannon wall in over there or something, but just shuts down the cannon rush, and from this moment, it's a huge advantage for Creator. Well played in game 1. All right. Well, the cheesy cannon rush didn't work out. Creator was a little slow on the pull of the positioning. That may have been different. Maybe Hero was hoping, actually, that Creator was going high ground gate. Because if he went high ground 2 gate, you can run up, build a pylon to wall him out, and he can't even pull down. But when he saw the gateway, he had to just kind of commit to it. Creator's response was a bit too good. Creator looked very nice and calm. Now, this is going to be 1 gate expand opening for Hero with an opening on the right side of his wall-off. Right? I'm not imagining this, right, guys? That is a super awkward wall-off that a Stalker can't fit through, but an Adept or a Probe can. I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong in this, but that looks like a Hero wall-off to me, guys, where he's just left a random opening accidentally. You could always fill that in with pylons later on. Cybercore is on the way for both sides. About a second earlier for Creator, who, by the way, has hidden a probe up here, so he's going to hide a second pylon, and This is going to make Hero wonder because he's like, hey, wait, you haven't probe scouted. And in a little bit, he's going to realize where's your second pylon, because that should be going down sometime in the next 5 seconds, 5 to 10 seconds. About now, it should be down. So when Hero sees no pylon in here, he's going to be like, oh crap, you're one base proxying. But it's not really a proxy. Creator's just hiding the pylon to give off the effect of scaring Hero into thinking there might be a proxy. Creator is likely to simply be expanding after a couple of Stalkers. I would expect double Stalker. He actually goes double Adept. So maybe 2 Adepts into 2 Stalkers. Nexus goes down before Stargate. No Zealot, no Adept, just straight Nexus into Stargate. Hero prioritizing those things with his 1 gate expand. We'll see what Creator does here. I think the Adepts will probably rally back to kill the Probe. Probe's taking a... Oh man, that's very dangerous for Hero. Waiting until just before the units pop before he leaves, but hey, I say very dangerous. You know what? Very dangerous and perfectly timed or adjacent, aren't they? And he's going to actually see that it is Adepts with his Probe. It's dead, so he'll just hide down here to lure the Shade kind of in a direction that is not towards his base to give himself a little bit more time to respond. Second Stalker on the way as well. And the Nexus does go down for Creator. The moment he denies scouting, back to sentries, probes, non-stop. It has to be non-stop probes because you know you're behind in income because you've let that Nexus go up way faster. And look, Hero's afraid. Hero's afraid. So this has worked. He's building a Void Ray because he's thinking, oh man, I'm getting all in. He did cancel one of his Stalkers, did Hero, by the way. He's only got 1 Stalker because he wanted to build the Void Ray. It's a very expensive unit. He's also not been probing non-stop, so he's actually down 2 workers. So ideally, you'd build an Oracle as Hero, but because he lost his probe, Hero, and he didn't build an Adept, this is the difference between Max Pax and Hero. Max Pax has a perfectly solid 1-gate expand, where he has an Adept scouting, a Zealot pressuring potentially, he always goes for Oracle even when he thinks he's being all in. But because Hero isn't as confident defending... Oh, is he building a second Void Ray, guys? Okay, he cancels it after the Shade, builds an Oracle. Because Hero is not as confident in his defense, he's trying to go, ooh, you're not expanding. I'm going to build lots of Void Rays. But that means he's not pushing his economy as far. Whereas Max Pax would often be at 32 workers by now. Hero's only at 28. And that's the big difference maker, right? Hero plays PvP in a style which I can appreciate a little bit more, which is like, I think you're doing this, I'm going to do this to counter it. And it's a style which technically is nowhere near as well-rounded, but if you get the right read, it does well. Unfortunately, Hero does not have the right read right now. Creator's tricked him. Best of 3, remember, so he's got no points to spare. He can't afford to lose this game. Phoenix does see the Oracle coming in. There's 2 Stalkers ready for it. As Hero, he should just turn around. Yeah. And the reason is, you've got to join this with the second Oracle to get lethality. So he just tags those Stalkers, pulls back, blinks on the way. Really solid opening for Creator. Creator's already going for a 3rd gate as well. So I think Creator's going to probably skip Forge entirely. I imagine he goes for a 3rd Nexus while also pressuring to deny Hero's 3rd Nexus. Hero's still completely walled in. And I think Hero's hoping to just like surprise him with a bit of Stalker Void Ray pressure, distract him, and that might open up the opportunity for the Oracles to do damage. Little does he realize there's 6 Stalkers, 3 Sentries. So I feel like this is the most well-defended you're going to, see Creator. Creator is not open at all, and you got to be careful to not get force fielded. Force fields on these Stalkers could be game-ending. Careful, Hero. Get out of there. Hero's going Blink and a 3rd Gateway. He still cannot get out of his base to expand. He's going to warp in Stalkers and start killing that shield battery now. Being stuck. It's 2 base versus 2 base. Hero is up on economy, which is nice. Yeah, this is what I was talking about. Creator's going to take a 3rd Nexus, but he's also going to build a Gateway on the front, or at least do just a 3-gate Blink pressure with slow warp-ins. He builds a Robo, so Creator's a little worried about DTs right now. That's the only reason you build a Robo in a Blink versus Blink match, guys, is you're kind of going, oh, better be safe just in case DT's coming. Hero's going for a 4th gate. We're going for a 4th gate on the front. So it's the same Gateway count, but they're both going for a 3rd Nexus. Hero has not found any damage with his Oracles. I love this move with the hallucination, by the way. If you guys struggle with Oracle harassment, but you have a lot of sentries, just every 30 seconds, make a new hallucination and just tell it to follow them. That way you'll never be surprised by where those Oracles come from. This is a really good tip. Look, you see? Creator's not even taking chances. Before that one even expires, he sends a new one. And this is something that, like, I think some people think is like a noob move, but this is actually something pros just make their life easy sometimes. They don't overcomplicate things. That's part of being a pro gamer. Stalker Sentry here. Okay, that Void Ray adds a fair bit of damage, but warp-ins on the left side could be huge. He's going to blink forward and go for the Void Ray. He's going to lose a couple Stalkers for it. The Void Ray does go down, though. 2 Stalkers falling. Nice blink backs for Hero. I think that's a pretty good fight for Hero. Yes, you lost the Void Ray, but this is where you could potentially turn things around and overwhelm all these damaged Stalkers. He does lose a Stalker of his own there, and he decides to pull back. Oracles are in the back. Nice move. That's what we're talking about. Hero finally starting to get a bit of value. Goes into the main base because you want to bring all your Stalkers to the front. That means you don't have defense in position. Hero's going to try and punish him right now. Oh, Hero chasing it to the grass and losing 4 Stalkers, though. That was a big mistake. Guys, if you're microing your Oracles, you should always disengage from the front. But Hero, being the Cavalier player that he is, he tries to do both at once. Now, he's gone Dark Shrine, by the way. I don't think Creator has any idea about that because his hallucinations were busy following the Oracles. They did not see that. Problem, he doesn't have a forward warp-in point. And there's an Observer at home. So unlikely for DTs to win this game for Hero. I really feel like those last 3 or 4 Stalkers Hero lost was really quite bad for him. He's still got to be careful with his army. He's up in economy. He's got a Forge coming in not that much later. And I actually think Hero's in a pretty good position as long as these Oracles are alive. Ooh. Almost famous last words there. Because that's just pinning Stalkers. You're forcing cannons and batteries in these bases. And Hero, he's going to go out for a quick 4th base. And from there, he's going to do a gateway explosion. Notice how he's got 3 more gateways building, 4 more gateways. So he's going 8 gates. He's getting a Robo of his own to deal with the Dark Templar. 4 gates coming in for Creator. So it's a very similar style on both sides. DT runs in, and that's 2 DTs going down for no damage. Hero's still trying to do any crazy move he can. Not finding damage, though. Creator is locking things down. I really feel like Creator's just done, excuse me, such a good job with his defense. For those who don't know, the reason why I get nervous when I watch Creator play StarCraft, same reason I get nervous when I watch Europeans, but especially the ultra-defensive Europeans like Showtime. Defending is harder than attacking. It is very easy when you're trying to play a knife's edge defense, like a mixture of greed and defending, and you're never attacking. You're never forcing mistakes from your opponent by being aggressive. If you make a few small mistakes, the game can fall apart instantaneously. It's a much more fragile style that Creator plays. Whereas a guy like Hero, you see him make crazy mistakes all the time and still win. And the reason is the mistakes he makes are often on his opponent's side of the map, right? He's the one who's in 3 mineral lines or doing all sorts of crazy stuff. And don't get me wrong, he still loses games from those mistakes, but he wins so many more. Whereas with the way Creator's playstyle goes, he doesn't have as much room for error. He really needs to make sure he kind of gets on top of things and doesn't make those mistakes too often. Zealots are going to try and kill the pylon. Unfortunately, he didn't get enough surface area. 2 Zealots trapped behind, so that's going to be 5 free Zealot kills potentially for Creator. That's sloppy, man. Yeah, that was real sloppy there for Hero. Can he at least get a Stalker? Hey, he gets a Stalker. That's something. Still, 5 Zealots for a Stalker, not a great trade. Second Robo Bay is on the way now for Hero. Hero's been so ahead on economy for so long, but his army supply is a little behind. So as long as he plays carefully, I think he should be really good. It feels to me like Creator's just going to do a +2 all-in at max of like Immortal Archon because he's just not probing. And this is where like the defensive player sometimes gets caught out, but no, he's going to go right now. He's not even going to wait for +2. 4 pylons building. He's making Archons right now, guys. He's just making Archon Zealot and going. Hero does not have any disruptors out. Hero doesn't seem to realize what's happening necessarily. I think he saw, actually no, he saw the army moving out. You can see he's gathering his forces, but he needs more Archons for sure. There's a big core of Immortals, not to mention the Archons rallying in from behind. This is a scary moment. His 4th base is exposed. The stasis could be big though. Nice stasis to help slow things down. Oh, the Oracles are going to go down. The Stalkers do blink forward. Nice blink forward for Creator there. Hero's just going to go for it. Hero's up an army supply right now. It's even supply overall. The Cannon Battery plus Zealot on the north could do really well. I think this is a good fight for Hero, right? He's going to blink forward. The Archons are trapped in the back. He's trying to ferry those into the front line a little bit. One of the Archons is trapped in the back. Zealots, Warpins were coming in from the north. Still very close, but it looks like Creator's army supply is very high. The Immortals are doing really well. Dude, it feels like an awkward spot for Hero right now. A Colossus is coming out. Oh my gosh, he has a Colossus out, but it's a very slow Colossus. He's got to be careful. Those Stalkers blinking forward. Prison pickup would be nice. Prison pickup. The stasis trap on those Stalkers on the left side is massive. Hero hanging on, and if he survives, remember, he's up 20 workers. He will win this game if he can survive this attack. He's got to keep that Prism safe, though. These Stalkers on the left, I believe their blink is ready, so they can blink out as soon as they come out of stasis. I think. I could be wrong on that. Zealot Archon Stalker Immortal pushing that north side. Hero's going to come up now. He's got to be careful to not get surrounded. These Colossus very vulnerable. Here come those Stalkers I was talking about. Nice spread on the Stalkers from Creator. Only one of those goes down to the Disruptor shot. The Stalker's getting jumped on. The DT's helping out Hero a lot. Creator does have an Observer in range. The DTs finally go down, but the Colossus have already fallen. What a crazy fight right here. And Creator down 20 workers, but he commits to a vicious push. If he sat back any longer, this would not have worked. But he committed to the push right at the moment when he absolutely had to. Oh, big Disruptor shot for Hero straight out of the Robo. But he's got no army left. There's just no units for him. He's lost his third. And Hero, with a massive worker advantage, just underestimates the ability of Creator to push up. And once he got positioned between the bases, that was a big problem for Hero. Not able to keep track of that army. I guarantee you Hero's kicking himself, because if you look at the numbers in terms of like he's building double Robo Disruptor Colossus, you know, he's in a pretty good position. He's up 2 gates, he's up 20 workers. Like, if he could have just layered a few more stasis traps behind that one and get his army in position, he would have been good. But you can tell he just expected the push to come on that left side, and then he's like, oh crap, you're here. And that blink forward getting both oracles was huge. And these Immortals in the back, I think, added a lot of damage. The Guardian Shield really helped out a lot as well. And it just felt like this was a pretty nice way of kind of forcing Hero awkwardly through a choke point where his units were all getting stuck behind each other. Not sure if Hero should have just given up that northern base, taken his time, or what exactly, but definitely a nice timing attack for Creator. Where, as I said, even though he hits just before +2's done, which seems bad, he needed to kill Hero here. If he waited for Hero to get a few more units out, Hero was outscaling him rapidly. This timing window would have closed within 30 seconds. Beautiful choice by Creator. He wins the first match in a huge upset and goes straight to the winner's match of Group B. All right. Well, Hero in that last series may have just got a bit too fancy. Going up 20 workers, 4 base, and going Disruptors at the same time. Maybe he should have just massed units. More Stalkers, more Archons, whatever he could. But now we're into the ZVZ. Dark in the top left side. One of the favorites to get out of this group, along with DRG in the bottom right side, who I would say is the biggest underdog in the group, because he, in my opinion, Creator's favored against him. I think Creator is up like 55-45, something like that, against DRG head-to-head. Well, not head-to-head, but just in my estimation of their current skill level, who would win. I didn't actually check the stats before casting. Now, I was saying before this game started, to everyone, this is going to be a quick, brutal series. Dark does more 12-pool drone pulls than anyone else, as well as just Roach Bane all-ins. DRG loves to one-base Ling Bane and also do like Roach Ling timings. But then it dawned on me that, wait a second, if you both know the other guy is famous for doing all-ins, doing an all-in into your opponent's all-in is not a good idea. So they both might play very defensive to try and counter the other one. We might end up with like the bizarre thing where 2 cheesy ZVZ players play a big macro game. I think if DRG gets to Mutalisks, he is an amazing player. But I don't think he has any chance against Dark in a Lurker Viper war. It's funny because you can watch Dark play ZVZ for like 6 months and he won't play a single late game ZVZ to Lurker Viper. And you think, well, he's probably pretty bad at that, right? And then he'll get there in the one game and he'll play as good as Serral. And you're like, what? You literally never practice this, Dark. Like, how are you this good at technical late game? And Dark's just like, I'm Dark. It's like, I feel like if you were to like, if I had God powers and I could just secretly like observe people in their practice habitat, I feel like Serral's practice would be like 8 hours a day, like just mentally mapping out StarCraft, practicing games, watching games, studying it, thinking about it, writing notes. And Dark would just be like drinking soju and sudden, and each time he like takes a swig, he gets better at StarCraft. And you're like, I don't understand how. How are you getting better without practicing the things? Possibly, in my opinion, Dark might be one of the most gifted players to have ever picked up StarCraft. Ling's gonna pull back. Baneling Nest comes down for DRG. Baneling Nest for Dark as well. They're not like super safe Baneling Nests in that they both went down after 250. If you want a super safe Baneling Nest, you get it at like 247, even 246, just in case your opponent like rushed Ling speed and tries to cancel your third with a Ling Flood. But these should be safe, assuming you have a few Lings ready to morph into Banelings if there is a Ling Flood that comes out. Guys, DRG is playing so greedy. He has no Zerglings at home when his Baneling Nest finishes. He's building them now. Okay, he just started 6lings. So this is something like, I see a lot of non-pros make this mistake sometimes. DRG did remember just in time. But basically the mistake is like your opponent Ling floods and you go, oh, quick, I got him off Banelings. And then you realize all your Zerglings are running around the map scouting and you have none at home. But look, he actually timed it out perfectly. He made those Zerglings, they popped out 1 second after the Baneling Nest finished. Immediate Roach Warren, very safe Roach Warren timing for both sides. Dark is planning to be aggressive though, because he hides his in the back. Whereas DRG's is more of just a flexible, probably defensive Roach Warren. Hey, that's good for DRG, man. DRG's, I think, won these trades quite badly. Yeah, 4 Zerglings for 1 so far. And both sides are still droning right now. Dark's not really banking up Overlords just yet. He's only on 1 gas. Second gas goes down for DRG. DRG's leading in the workers. DRG's playing a better game right now. It's kind of funny because Dark and Hero are so clearly the favorites in this group, like massively over Creator and DRG. But so far, it feels like they're playing a slightly sloppier start to these mirror matchups. Like DRG has a significant lead without much having happened. He's up 7 workers. Dark's going to go for... What the... Dark's doing a delayed like Bane timing, guys! This is such a dumb move. I love it. Okay, this should never work, and that's why he's doing it, and that's why it might work. It is such a late Ling Bane flood. It is so incredibly late. DRG immediately makes new Banelings. DRG just needs to pull everything to the natural and pull the drones back off the third. Pull the drones off the third, mate. He's got Roaches, Lings, and Banes trying to be built right now. His Roaches come out. His Baneling already detonated. That was a big mistake, but... Oh, we didn't run his drones. Not running the drones is a big mistake here for DRG. He's taking big damage because that means he's got a defensive position here and his natural's wide open at the same time. The Roach Queen may be getting together, but he should have pulled back towards his natural. Uh-oh, big mistake for him. It's going to cost him a lot of these drones taking big damage. I like that drill. Back to the natural, trying to let these Roaches defend them. 11, 14, 15, 16 workers go down. Dark all over it. This is such a late Ling Bane timing. Nobody does this because at this point in the game, you're into Roaches, you've already got defensive Banelings and Queens, you should be able to handle it, but it's something you never play against, and that is Dark's superpower. He will do the thing that you never play against, and because you never play against it, it shocks you, and in that moment of surprise, you make a bad call to defend your third base when you should have pulled back. It's going to take him forever to focus the third hatchery down. Protecting the drones was the priority there. If DRG protected the drones, he would have been way ahead. But now he finds himself in a position where he took a lot of damage. Now, that being said, he was up in drones. He's redroning pretty well. He counter-pressured here with the Roachling, which is forcing a Spine and a lot of Roaches out of Dark. Dark now goes back to droning, realizing, hey, you're not committing to this. And I do think Dark comes out on top, especially with DRG hitting a big supply block on 82. Oh, that supply block hurts, man. Roach speed and +1 are on the way for him. Dark's +1 coming in as well. Dark not really opting for a wall off in this game. Not a big deal. I think Dark might move out for a quick 4th up north. Dark's also getting supply blocked on 90 supply. This is the opposite of Sue gaming, guys. Sue, the king of not getting supply blocked. DRG and Dark in high pressure games are people Zergs. You know, these guys aren't robots like Sue. They get supply blocked a fair bit when the game gets intense, and that's something I can relate to. My ZVZ is basically really good strategic decisions in my head. This is how I describe it. But I'm supply blocked the entire game, so it makes no sense. It's basically your classic Bronze Leaguer. You know, they're like, I'm really good at StarCraft. I'm just always supply blocked, so my strategies don't work, but like the decisions I make are good. You're just like, cool, man. Anyways, it does look like Dark's up about 5 drones. He's got the 4th base up earlier, so he's got like a little bit of momentum in that regard. That being said, DRG's overall supply is fine. I think this is still a very close game. Overlord speed's finished now for DRG. Notice he's putting his Overlords on patrol paths so they can't get biled. Well, he hasn't done it with these Overlords yet. He definitely should before Dark makes Ravages and goes to snipe them. Now, Dark's gone 2nd Evo for Carapace. Tunneling Claws coming in for DRG. Tunneling Claws instead of going 2nd Evo. That's interesting. 4th base goes down. So DRG is going to focus on Roach Drop plus Tunneling Claws. Get a bit more mobility on his harassment. Whereas Dark is like, okay, yeah, I'll do a Roach Drop, but I'm actually just going to go +2 range, +1 Carapace and play like a more standard style. 7 Overlords building. Dark's decided he's sick of getting supply blocked in this game, so that's never going to happen again. Overseers with speed, very good for scouting. It's really important to scout with these constantly to make sure you see if your opponent's going Spire, because you don't want to get surprised by Spire. Likewise, if your opponent tries to tech towards Lurker Viper, then that's the thing. Oh, guys, you know how it lags for a second when I swap to player's vision? It hasn't been doing that for the last like few weeks, and it just did it like this game. Damn it. I wish I knew what the difference is. Overseer's taking damage. +2 range on the way at similar time. Oh, DRG comes in with the Contaminate. That's a good move. Very similar army supply. I like the Ling's waiting here. Basically, if you guys start fighting on the map a whole lot and he's distracted, he might forget the Lings are out there, leave his base undefended, and they could do good damage. But if there's any roaches around, the Lings are basically worthless. So this is the best thing to do with Lings and Banes in the later stages of ZVZ is hide them in a corner, and then hopefully your opponent forgets they exist. And when there's a lot of stuff happening, try to just remember to just grab them, click them into a mineral line. Hopefully they'll do a bunch of damage, but you don't want to invest much in it. Dark sees this. Guys, he sees Tunneling Claw roaches coming across. Ooh, I like the queen movement here. Good queen movement. He's getting a lot of damage on top of that. Now, roach speed and tunneling claws are done. Both sides going for 2-1 upgrades, similar upgrades. Oh, the biles, Dark! Not putting his guys on a move path. At the same time, DRG does tunnel a few roaches into their death. Now, where's his Dropper Lord? Oh, he's going to go in here. No, DRG! Oh, there's a 4 there. Oh, no! Oh, he loses his full Dropper Lord. Ouch. Okay, well, DRG is going to build a few extra drones. So DRG is going to play like a really well-balanced macro game. Dark, on the other hand, guys, is Dark. So Dark doesn't care about playing a well-balanced macro game. He's going to Hive. He's going Infestation Hydrant off 62 drones. So Dark is basically saying, I'm going to have a bit more army supply, and let's just see what I can do. Here's those Lings I talked about. You see the army committed on the map. You click them in. Bam, 3 drones, pulls him home. Really nice move for DRG. But DRG's got to be careful. This force is much bigger for Dark. He could turn and fight there and actually overwhelm those roaches. DRG, remember, is up 11 workers. So if he takes he might get overrun just because he actually has less army right now. He's going to be really careful with this next fight. 1-1 upgrades. The +1 carapace is done a little earlier for Dark. Roach Ravager on the front trying to skirmish. DRG's trying to find good trades. He hasn't really found anything big just yet. And I think seeing no drones on the 4th, he's going to pull back and be a little more cautious. His Hive's on the way. Hydroden coming in as well. You want to make sure you don't get overrun. As DRG, units lost tab is in favor of Dark, but Dark's so far down in economy, it might not matter. 4 roaches in the main base could do big damage. He's going to stretch out. DRG's multitasking. Dark is always dangerous in these situations. One of the most clutch, kind of close late game players in the world. He's so good at finding these good opportunities. That 5th base looks like it'll go down in the north. He's going to dive in the middle, but he actually might eat some big biles. Oh, he's got the numbers though. He doesn't care. He's happy to eat some biles as long as he gets the fight. Roach is doing pretty well up top there, but oh, the tunneling claw does go past. Oh, and he's going to jump on top of the army. Dark pretends he's going for the run by, and then he flanks the Ravagers. That is a huge move. That could be game winning right there. Dark dives on top. 2-1 upgrades, fam. He does end up having a whole bunch more roaches come in, but he kills the Ravagers and gets out, which is all that matters. He's still ahead, 2,000 resources and units lost. He's rebuilding a bit quicker. Oh, DRG tunnels his roaches into the army. He was just trying to get some healing up, but Dark notices, turns around, and does big damage. Killed a bunch of workers as well in the main base. So now it's 59 against 59 workers. Dark has just been winning these trades so massively, and this is the power of Dark. Who needs an economy if you just trust in yourself to take better engagements? And remember, having a lower economy means you have more army, which means it's easier to take those good engagements as well. Dark is one of the few players who's very comfortable just hanging out on a low economy and finding the correct engagements. It really is his special sauce. There's just not enough Roach Ravager here for DRG. I don't think. Yeah, he's just so outnumbered. I mean, look at that, man. The Ravagers are crumbling. The Roach is getting overrun. DRG wins that little fight up there, but Dark just distracts him, tunnels those Roaches. And talk about a masterclass when it comes to big Roach battles. 5,000 resource lost advantage. Tunneling Claws did absolutely nothing to him. Beautiful map control for Dark. Spores and Spines to deal with the Roach drops as well. I think a lot of players wouldn't want to build a Spore and a Spine like this. They'd want to cut the corner. Dark made his life easy for himself by committing to a bit of static defense, sitting on a lower worker count, and then he just took the way more decisive fights. Really good moves for Dark. All right. Well, he wins game 1 with that excellent just Roach multi-prong, good positioning, good fighting. You can just tell Dark's comfortable. So many players feel so bad when they're down 10 drones in ZVZ, but he just feels comfortable. And it's kind of funny because over the last few months, back grinding Zerg, I remember I used to just always play ZVZ more. I tried to get a hard read on my opponent and kind of counter them. And I started focusing more on basically just kind of doing what Dark was doing that game. Just macroing up. You're just treading water. You're just kind of like, yeah, I'll do a bit of a pressure here or there, but like I won't commit too hard. I mean, I wouldn't have done the Crazy Link Bane pressure, right? But other than that, you're kind of just chilling. You're kind of going, I'm just happy to tread water and hang out. And I don't care if I'm a bit behind on economy or this or that. Like, I don't feel the pressure to get a big advantage in one area. I'm just going to play it out and just like calmly over time find good fights. And I feel like in mirror matchups, a lot of players get to a certain point in the game where you can just tell most of their practice ends before that point, either win or lose, and they just look uncomfortable and they look like they're trying to like force it. And you're like, if you're just calm and you kind of just look for good fights, you can overcome a lot of disadvantages. And I think, yeah, Dark's just natural inclination to be one of the best kind of micro players, engagement players, and of course it does pretty well for him. Now, once again, very standard openings for both sides. No workers pulled off gas for DRG yet, neither for Dark. Maybe they pulled off gas a little, but they already put workers back in gas. I mean, DRG seems to have a lot less gas, a little bit less gas in the bank. So maybe he pulled off gas a little bit more to optimize his minerals, whereas Dark, I was going to say, looks like he might be doing a big Ling Bane pressure, but he starts a third queen. He's got a big gas bank. Lots of drones coming out on both sides. Dark's 36 Overlord was a little later than DRG's, so DRG's just half a production cycle ahead. Does make a bit of a difference in his economic momentum, but at the end of the day, it's very similar. Third queen is a little later for DRG as well. It's going for a nice fast Roach-Roaring though. DRG is so safe. That Roach-Roaring timing is an indicator that he just wants to take no risks. And you know what I love? Look at this, guys. 3 Overlords. Oh, sorry, 2 Overlords and 2 Zerglings. Beautiful vision. There's no way to push back that vision outside his opponent's base. Dark, on the other hand, this Overlord here, if it gets pushed to the left even a little, Lings could sneak out on the map. But he's bringing a 3rd Overlord in to kind of seal that hole, essentially, in his vision. All right, we got injects coming down. 2 gases are up. Nice Link Scout for DRG. DRG's just been better at scouting in general than Dark. And he is using that knowledge to push his greed. Dark hides that Roach-Roaring in the back. I said, you know, it's for aggression last time. That's why he's hiding it. But it looks like it's just standard for Dark. Because who needs a wall off? Who needs to deny scouting? And this is one of the most fundamental things of ZVZ that Cyril pushed, is always getting a wall off. Because then this queen should always be sitting in the wall after she injects. Inject, shift click back to the wall. Inject, shift click back to the wall. And that denies your opponent scouting. Baneling on the front, bit of a crazy idea there for Dark. DRG shuts it down, but DRG takes a negative trade there with the Zerglings. Lairs on the way for both sides. Evo Chamber is up slightly earlier for DRG. Dark's just pressuring him. He's doing a good job of keeping the pressure up. Now, the question is, in the midst of these sort of skirmishes and macro, who's playing better? And I really feel it's DRG, because he's scouting at the same time as he's defending. Neither side's getting supply blocked, but there we go. I was going to say, who gets supply blocked first? Because during that multitasking, it's very easy to get distracted and supply blocked. Dark's he's just under 82 supply. His next lava injects are going to pop, and he's not going to notice he's supply blocked until... Oh, there we go. He builds one. He builds one. He should be building like 5 Overlords right now, though, not just one. He's suffering a bit of a supply block here as Dark. He's still not building more Overlords. Dark, you need like 3 or 4 at least right now. He's got a lot of lava. 9 lava. Finally, he builds 2 more Overlords, but he's really cutting it very fine on that. DRG's already up at 70 workers. Now, you could argue DRG's over-droning here. You could definitely argue that 10 worker advantage it's nice, but he needs a 4th base to truly take advantage of that. Overseer Scout comes in for DRG. He's got the faster Overlord speed already finished. There's nothing to see, though. Dark is just chilling on 63 drones, finally adding 6 more workers. There's no Spire. There's no sneaky Hydroden or anything weird. I mean, not that a Hydroden's a very good choice. Overlord speed kicks in for Dark. He's got a drop coming in. Oh, DRG clicks his Overseer to track the drop, but then he looks away. So Dark immediately lures him into the Queens and then sends it across. Oh, that's just Dark being a little bit better at managing his units, right? Because you can see DRG clicked on it as the Overlord drop was leaving the base and then looked away, and immediately Dark turns around, lures it back in, and gets a kill. That's those little details that Dark is so good at. Gets himself a nice little advantage in the units lost tab. There we go. DRG, look at that. I like this move. Just clicking an Overlord on their Drop-A-Lord. Really nice way of tracking that. That's something I've never done before. I don't know why. I really should do that. 4th base is there. DRG is actually down 4 workers now. So after last game where he played a low worker count, high army, Dark is instead mixing it up this time. Starts +2 almost immediately on +1 finishing. DRG's there as well. And it's just a mirrored Roach war. What is DRG going to do differently this time to give himself a chance in this game? Roach drop on the left side. Dark has 2 Roach drops, guys. I like that. Just a really good way of forcing a lot of reactions from your opponent. Spore Crawl is well placed, though. Yeah, he's got a few spores peppered around these bases. That's nice. Dark skimped on the anti-air this time, guys. Just a spore on the edge there. Spore on the edge in the main base. Roach drop comes in for Dark. There are 4 Roaches and a Queen ready for it. Ground Army should be in position as well. And you can do this with empty Dropper Lords, guys, and your opponent will always assume there's 4 Roaches. So if you're ever playing someone who's really good on their defense, you can actually do this with 2 empty Dropper Lords and just kind of patrol them around their bases, and they'll keep following it and reacting to it, even though you have no intention of actually dropping because you don't have anything inside. So that's actually a really cool thing. The empty drop, it's a very nice meta move. Oh, look at this. Dark's going to micro it. Dark's going to micro it. Dark's... Oh, okay. Kind of messed up for a second there. But still, he is winning the trade slowly. There we go. He gets 3 Roaches for 1 of his Roaches. That's pretty damn nice. Saves them. Lets them slowly regen behind that. Infestation Pits on the way for both sides. Tunneling Claws is coming in. DRG forgot Burrow, though. So DRG's Tunneling Claws is going to be worthless unless he starts Burrow. Couple spines going down, 1 in the main, 1 in the natural, 1 in the third for DRG. DRG's down 6 workers, but... Oh, that's actually a Baneling drop, not a Roach drop. Oh, I did not realize. Hello. Pretty good. Gets himself a few drones, kills the Spine Crawler. Does lose the Overlord and the Banelings, though. Spine Crawler's behind Mineral Lines here for Dark. Oh, Dark almost gets that Roach drop. DRG really hasn't found any damage. Hives on the way for both sides. Lurker Den as well. Remember what I said, where I don't think DRG has much for Dark in a Lurker game? Not only did he not look as comfortable treading water in the Roach vs. Roach in the last game, but as I said, Dark has almost several levels of Lurker Viper, despite very rarely playing that stage of the game. Now, you might be wondering, why is he killing his own Baneliness? It's basically just Banelings have no purpose in this game, and he just wants to be able to get in and out of his main in case like a Nidus Worm or something goes up, without being delayed. He just wants a bigger entrance. +2 Carapace on the way for both sides. Hydra upgrades starting to come in as well. This is so rare for Korean ZVZ, guys. Remember what I said about these are 2 of the most all-in Zerg players in the world? And how it's going to be really quick, and then I immediately backpedaled, realizing, well, they're both smart all-in players. So they both realize all-inning a guy who's good at all-inning is not the best. They've both just decided to play like very honorable macro. Hydra move speed is there as well. Roach Ravager hanging out. Big Roach Ravager army coming for DRG. Dude, that's a lot of Roaches out of position for Dark. This is a good fight for DRG, but he's got to get the damage done soon. Yeah, he's got to push in here. He's not pushing in. There's a lot of... Oh, he's got a big Roach squad at home, actually, doing pretty well on the defense. Nice Biles for Dark. I like the way Dark's kind of delaying him here with Biles, landing a few of them as DRG's the one who's trying to force the issue. It looks like those Roaches do go down. Roach drop in the main, also doing damage. On the left side, 5th base goes down. DRG needs to rally his production to defend at home. Is he going to be able to do it? I'm not quite sure. Spinecrawler will defend that base. He's got to get these Roaches over here, though. DRG a little slow to do it. There we go. He does finally get on top. Meanwhile, in the front, I think DRG is winning this fight. That being said, there's 19 Roaches about to pop out. Killing the hatchery and running away. Perfect decision for DRG. Unfortunately, in the main base, he is getting ransacked. These Roaches here that are burrowed, they're getting jumped on. But it's the main base that's the problem. DRG needs to re-drone right now. So he's down 12 workers, and look at the way Dark is just focusing down every single drone in that main base, picks up a few of them, gets on out. Still got 2 Roaches hidden behind the natural. 2 Vipers on the way for Dark. We don't have any Vipers yet for DRG, and he's remaxed mostly on Roaches, while Dark is using the fact that he feels a bit more comfortable here, even though he did lose his 4th, which is definitely hurting him, to build a more technical army. And he's doing it off a higher drone count. Oh, the Roach redrop in the main. Oh, DRG's making some mistakes now, guys. DRG's making some mistakes. He needs to drone really hard and fix this economy. He's got 3-3 on the way. He's got a giant Roach army. He's going to try and fight right now. But right now it's 2-2 upgrades. He's got his burrow finally making. He finally realized he missed burrow. He's not redroning right now. DRG's sitting on 55 workers. DRG is not redroning. He is down 13 workers in this game. He's going to pick off a few overlords, which is good. I mean, free overlord kills, why not? Might as well. Does leave one of those just barely alive on red hit points on that left side. It does escape over there. Up here, Roach Ravager gathering. Dark. He's got 3 spines and Roach Ravager Hydra. You do not want to push up that ramp on the left side. Careful, DRG. I don't think this is a good call. DRG needs to pull back. The drop in the main goes back in to be annoying. The way Dark is distracting him. You can tell DRG feels a little bit more like stiff in his play. Dark is fluid and he's just reacting to what's going on. If DRG was to build 10 more drones here, I would really like his position. But because he's sitting on 55 workers and only now building Vipers, it feels to me like it's an awkward position to be in. And oh, Dark pounces. Dark pounces, gets rid of a few Ravagers. Very nice. He should get that Ravager as well. And indeed he does. Where are his Vipers, though? He seems to have forgotten about them. I don't know if they're not on a control group. It really feels to me like Dark's forgotten about them. There we go. They're going to come to the front now. Getting another Overlord kill is Dark. Few Roaches running up north. Dark's on 69 workers. I'd love to see him get this gas mining and his 4th base. You can tell he hasn't transferred workers in a while. His natural way oversaturated. His 3rd base does look healthy, though, with the Lurker spine at it. Here comes a nice Lurker push for DRG, but with Lurker Viper, you got to be careful. He'd love to abduct those Lurkers into their death. Oh, the Viper's coming in. He gets 2 Lurkers. Look at that. Just grabs 2 Lurkers, pulls back. Really nice moves there. Dark happy to take these trades. Dark is 2,000 resources ahead of the units lost. DRG is only now redroning. He's building spines. This is what I'm saying, guys. If you're building Lurker, Viper, very high tech, you want to have at least 60 drones, preferably 65 to 70, because you want to take extra gases. You're on 8 gas now, and he's got tons of gas, but he doesn't even have the minerals to use it. So this last 2 minutes where DRG kind of froze up under the pressure is actually kind of painful. Now, he just killed 2 of his own Ravagers. You might be wondering, why would you kill your own Ravagers? Biles just don't matter as the armies get bigger, and they're a 3 supply chunky unit. He just wanted more supply for Lurkers. He's like, screw it, get rid of these Ravagers. I mean, Biles are still decent, but they're very micro-intensive, and that 3 supply is definitely an issue. Dude, is he still alive with the Roach Drop? You're kidding me! You're kidding me. Oh, this Roach Drop. This is not doing any damage, guys. It's doing psychological damage, though, because DRG's just like, and he keeps sending a giant chunk of army back. Just leave like 1 Hydra patrolling, 2 Hydras. I don't know, something small, you know? But he keeps getting distracted pretty massively. Oh, here we go. Very cute. I like that move. Coming on in there. Spore Crawler's there. The Spore Crawler will help defend. On the right side, though, Mass Roach runs in. DRG way out of position. Loses 4 drones. He's going to lose the hatchery as well. Looks like. Dark, though. Is he diving too deep? Yes, he is. Dark is taking massive damage. This is great for DRG. This is great for DRG, guys. You don't care about losing a hatchery. If you kill this much stuff, you're totally happy with that. He just kills Dark's entire army. Dark gets out with 3 Roaches. Doesn't even kill the hatchery. DRG just took an excellent trade, and you can see the units lost have that 2,000 resource lost advantage just disappeared. 3-3 upgrades are now tied up because Dark's is finishing. Let's look at the unit count. Dark has 4 more Lurkers, equal Vipers on both sides, lots of Hydras on both sides. Oh, watch out, DRG! Okay, good pullback by DRG. Dark forgot Lurker upgrades, guys! Dark has not made a single Lurker upgrade. Nice Blinding Clouds for Dark, though. Lovely, lovely Blinding Clouds for Dark. Dude, this is huge. Parasitic Bomb does go down, but DRG's Vipers naturally spread it away from that. The Blinding Clouds were really good for Dark, but the fact that Dark completely forgot air upgrades is ridiculous, guys. It's such an important thing. I can't believe he doesn't have a single Lurker upgrade. That is crazy. That is absolutely insane. Do you think he even realizes? He definitely doesn't realize, guys. He's going to have a teammate or a friend come up to him after this game. They're going to be like, mate, your Lurker's had 8 range. His had 10 range. This is not good. I mean, if he wins this game, it would be pretty spectacular, right? He's like, I don't need the most important upgrades to win StarCraft. My name is Dark. Good position here. Dark's going to go for a desperate Nidus counter. Oh, DRG's not watching. He doesn't see it. DRG's whole army's coming across the map. DRG may be overcommitting to the front right now, guys. He's been winning these fights so badly. He's up 4,000 resources in the units lost, but he's not paying attention, and Dark is going to take his main base. Oh, okay. Look at this. He's busy chasing a few overlords. Oh, my God. He's going to take the main ramp. No! What? No! You're up 25 army supply, and you can just rebuild your main. It sucks to lose this, but you're winning this game so hard. Dark doesn't even have upgrades. You could break this with Vipers. Number one, you can just come in and abduct. So this is a huge, huge early lead for DRG. You can just tell the psychological state of DRG. He feels like Dark's just better than him. Dark's like way better at this stage. DRG is not comfortable playing. Like I told you guys, DRG wouldn't have anything for Dark in the late game because he never plays this stage. He is an all-in early and mid-game player. In ZVZ, especially early game, he's very mid-game focused against Protoss and Terran, where he loves to do big timing pushes. But yeah, basically, you're going to lose your tech. You're going to lose a few drones. But you just rebuild. You just rebuild your Lurkadens, start making a lair elsewhere. You've got 5 bases, right? Yes, you're going to lose this high ground. That is a problem. But at least you got this base on the left. I really do think with 4 Vipers out, he could pull back. Because Vipers can't get to this side of the map unless they fly all the way across, which is very hard. You can come back and use a mixture of Abducts and Blinding Clouds. You can actually bust up your own ramp if Dark doesn't, you know, if he stays there too long. That's a huge problem, guys. Really well played by Dark to get back in here. But that is such a hilarious oversight for Dark to not have +2 range, nor the adaptive talons. Unfortunately, DRG just doesn't have what it takes to stay in there, and Dark wins 2-0. All right. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? We've got Dark in the top right side of the map in the winners matchup against Creator. And this is historically a very good match for Dark. Creator is a fantastically defensive macro player, while Dark is a impossible to predict crazy Zerg. And the thing is, Creator will often get in good positions versus Dark, but Dark just clutches it so regularly. I mean, we can all think of when Dark has looked utterly lost in this matchup. You guys know what I'm talking about. Remember Katowice? Was it 2023 Katowice, I think, in the round of 8 they played? Dark looked like he had no idea what to do against Protoss. Creator was ahead pretty much every single game. It went down to the wire, and Dark just like base traded him and won a base trade, and Creator, you know, tried to recall. The Nexus died before the recall finished. It was heartbreaking. There was like 2 Oracles that were defending a Ravager push. He didn't move them for a few seconds. Dark biled them both down. Like, there was just so many moments like that. And that's just like every time Creator and Dark have played. Not every time. Creator has definitely beaten Dark a handful of times. And he has been looking very good the last few seasons. But you got to realize that this Dark kind of lives rent-free in Creator's head at this point, right? And he kind of does to all Protoss players because, like I've always said, if you guys ever think like, man, standard ZVP is really weak now in this patch. It's not as good in these maps. Protoss is really imbalanced. Just go watch Dark and just remember, if you can do something that the Protoss does not predict, if you can catch them off guard, there's about 1,000 ways to kill Protoss with Zerg. And don't get me wrong, it's hard to replicate, but Dark so consistently wins with utter nonsense, purely because the Protoss can't expect it, and they're always caught off guard, and that he is able to win with so many different brands of nonsense. And it's a superpower, and it's something that deserves to be studied. And that's why, I mean, for me personally, whenever I'm thinking, man, this matchup's hard, I always think, what would Dark do? And I tell you, it gives me really good results compared to what I'm used to. Now, Creator's going Robo first, which is a very cute opening. Creator has some amazing timing attacks. Remember Creator going and actually giving Rogue a really hard time in that grand finals of GSL? No one thought he would stand a chance against Rogue. And he came out right after a patch dropped, which he said was terrible for Protoss. It was right after they got rid of the Void Ray. The Void Ray meta, they nerfed the Void Rays. And he came out with some of the sickest timing attacks ever. Lots of like Robo and Twilight first openings. And Rogue was on the ropes. It was a 4-2 scoreline. But even the games that Rogue won, I felt like everyone was very competitive and he had to play very tight in order to defend. So Creator's got some cool timing attacks he can mix in. He's going to go for a 2 Adept Prism Pressure to start. And no Robo Bay yet. So it looks like no like Disruptor follow-up or anything like that. He might just go for a Twilight third base afterwards. We'll see what he's got in store for us. His second gateway goes down still. No Twilight just yet. Are we just building Immortals? Guys, he's going to build an Immortal after this Prism. I think. Oh, Twilight does go down now. Forge and Twilight. Wow, Robo Forge Twilight on 2 base. That's a lot of tech. That often leads to a +1 or +2 timing attack off like potentially 2 bases, but it could be 3 bases with only minerals on the third, something like that. We'll see. He has only sent 1 Adept across, guys. What? Oh, I guess he wants to leave an Adepted Stalker at home to be safe because Dark does so many random attacks. Fair enough. Probably warping the other Adept on the other side. Now we've got a Roachhorn and a second gas on the way. Dark seems to have a very good idea of what's happening because he hasn't seen an Oracle yet. Sorry, guys. Just swapping to the players' viewpoints there to get that little lag spike out of the way early on rather than later. Charge +1's on the way. He's already got a third gas, does Creator. Looks like he's stopping on 3 gas for now. He's not probing anymore. I think he's going to go for a whole bunch of gateways soon. Oh, good defense by Dark. Slaps that one down. Just staying active with the Prism is in of itself going to achieve some stuff. Gets himself a Zergling, not bad. So we're going up to 4 gateways is Creator. He's going to make 6 gateways now. Is he really just going all in on 2 base, guys? Zealots with +1 will wreck Zerglings. Immortals will do very well as well. Third Immortal's already building. Yeah, no third base in sight. Just a really straight up 2 base timing, guys. And he has the advantage of the gold base there. Oh, Overlord sees, though. The Overlord of Dark sees. He sees no third base. He sees the lack of the third gas, a gateway explosion. He's making a Baneling nest. Oh, he thinks there might be a mass Zealot coming, which I guess is true. Getting a few Banelings could be good. The main thing is getting plenty of Roach Ravager is the main thing against this sort of army. Ravagers especially will be huge against the Immortal Sentry. 44 drones, probably the perfect point for Dark to stop. He's building a couple of Overlords. So Depth's being a nuisance. Don't think he'll let that Shade finish, not with Roaches right on top of him. Just picks up, starts ferrying into the left side. I like the way Creator's keeping him busy. Creator does hit a little supply block on 70 supply, but it's not too bad. Oh, he's going to lose his Adepts. Or 1 Adept does go down, gets 2 drones, not too bad. And of course, Dark, he's still droning. Dark's being a little greedy. I mean, it's dribs and drabs. It's 2 drones, mostly Roaches. He is on 4 gases. But that army's moving out, guys. 4 Immortals. 5th Immortal building as well. It's a 5 Immortal mass Zealot timing attack. Zealot, Sentry, Immortal. 5 Immortals out just after 6 minutes. Wow. Kills that Overlord as well. Units lost tab obviously is good for Creator, but he's down on economy significantly. Whoa, whoa, whoa. And he's going to wall in. Wall in your base. Wall in your base. Yeah, good. Full wall in. That's the way to do it, guys. 5 Immortals +1. 1 more Sentry warping in. That Sentry may go down. That's probably a bit of a problem leaving it there. The Adept does get saved. He's going to push this left side. We've got Spore Crawlers out front to try and stop the Prism flying in. Good move there. I love that move. More Zealots warping in. We probably need 1 more Pylon. Extra Sentries as well. Dude, he's going to have so many Force Fields. Hallucination does go forward just to try and see what he's playing against. The Banelings are going to kind of get wrecked by... Dude, he's making Banelings instead of Ravagers. He should be making Ravagers. Dark's not making Ravagers. Why is he not making Ravagers? Force Fields are such a big part of this push. Ravager Bile is the counter to Force Fields. But he's actually spent a lot of energy on Hallucinations so far. This is so weird for Dark to just basically not make any Ravagers. This is bizarre. I know they're very gas heavy, but he's made crazy Baneling count. Crazy Baneling count. Force Fields go down. Okay, great Force Field trap there. Great Force Field trap. Okay, 1 Queen falls, 2 Spores going down. But it's a lot of Force Fields for not that many units yet. You got to keep warping in Force Fields here. You have to keep warping in Sentries with all of your gas. The Zealots coming in from behind, but there's still too many Banelings in the back. The Ravagers are finally here, but so late on the Ravager morph for Dark. The Queen's on the top. The Zealots are going to go in and start fighting that. I like the way the Zealots are staying in the back. The Sentries are all going down. Notice how the Zealots are coming in a few at a time. He doesn't want those Zealots to all charge at once. I like the way Creator's microing his Zealots pretty well. There's still 2 Banelings left, though. He's got to get rid of those Banelings. I wouldn't mind the Zealots going to the main base right now. I like the micro from Creator. He's been pretty darn good on it. Guys, he's still got 5 Immortals with +1. That's such a big problem. Banelings get some decent hits, but what good micro this is. Creator force fields the ramp, and he's like, you know what? Let's just go. Let's just go. He's going to run forward there. And the Bile's not able to land on anything. These Immortals are just so powerful, dude. He's moving in right now. I wouldn't mind him just A-moving at this point. Good force field there. The Immortal's doing well. Zealot's coming in from the left side. Dark's going to get taken out. Dark going mass Baneling. An odd choice. I think he got tricked because there was only 1 gas on the natural. Maybe thought it was only a 2 gas build and it was mostly going to be mass Zealot. Clearly didn't seem to dawn on him that this was a mass Sentry push. And that backfires bad. All right, that was a slick push in game 1. Kind of odd response from Dark. Mass Baneling against a heavy Sentry Immortal push, but yeah, definitely got a bit of a misread. I just don't think he mustn't have quite realized how many Sentries are in the mix. Oh well. He's going to have to go take a third. Guys, Dark sent his drone out a bit too late. That should have been a 17 hatchery, but he took forever to build this drone, so... Bit of misjudgment there for Dark. He should have sent that drone out 5 seconds early if he wanted to build a 16 hatchery. Changed his mind at the last second, ended up realizing, okay, I can squeeze an extra drone in. So not too bad. Dark's usually pretty good at defending these third bases anyway. Does give a good potential launch pad for a forward push. And remember, this is not free for Creator. He went for a 13 pylon to get this probe across really early and get the block down. Otherwise, it wouldn't have worked. And he's actually checking for proxy hatchery. Wow. Or a drone that was maybe trying to come into the base to build the hatchery, even blocking the Nexus. So that's kind of cute. Gonna come in and harass that main base. Dark actually counter microed a little bit there. Dark used to never counter micro, but he's actually been doing it a little bit more recently. Making sure his workers don't get bounced around too hard. Yeah, good counter micro. Nexus into Cybercore comes down second gas as well. If Creator goes out first in this group, this would be legendary performance for him. Beating Hero and Dark to get top 4. I mean, we all know Creator can do this, but it's just he's never favored to beat either of those guys because they're both so much more clutch than he is. And one of the things you got to, of course, look at is, Creator gets super nervous. We all know he gets super angry when he loses, super happy and ecstatic when he wins. He is an emotional whirlwind of a player. Whereas Hero and Dark are both players who kind of just look like they don't give a crap almost. Like, it's a superpower. The ability to just, like, smile and laugh and just have fun figuring things out. Like, it feels like they still feel pain when mistakes happen and when they lose games they shouldn't, but you can feel like it just washes away with them so much quicker. I don't know if they just got a lot of hugs as children or something, but like Dark and Hero, it feels like just have this innate confidence that everything's going to be okay. They seem to be at peace with the world, whereas Creator seems to be constantly in a bit of turmoil. The Adept's hiding here to deny the scouting. Overlord's going to go in, so the Adept will hide out to that right side. Stargate this time, a bit more of a standard build. And you can see he's going to try and hunt down these Zerglings. So Dark's going to split up. Says, okay, you can kill one of them. You can't kill both, mate. And actually tries to sneak back in. Good play here by Dark. Very well done. You don't really care about losing the Zergling, but the fact that you're keeping the Adepts pinned at home, this allows you to drone up nicely behind this. You don't need to build extra Zerglings just yet. That first Oracle getting chrono boosted in the main base right now. Pylon goes down. Drones coming out. Natural expansion's almost finished. Second gate's up to complete the wall off. Creator should be moving forward with a few Adepts, I would imagine, or maybe just move out to take a third. He's playing very safe right now. I always feel like it's a bit of an easier early game when the Protoss doesn't pressure you. No Overlords building. Dark is supply blocked and hasn't realized, even though he's been supply blocked for the last 10 seconds, guys. He still has not realized. Okay, now he realizes and builds one Overlord. He should be building several. A third hatchery did unsupply block him, actually. So you know what? That's a very minor supply block. I take it back, guys. That's almost like a planned supply block. I'm down with it. Dark the Legend. That one barely hurt him. It was maybe like a 7-second supply block. Dark's just chilling. His side of the map's been completely safe. He is down 5 workers, but that changes now. 40 workers is normally where the Zerg overtakes the Protoss. This is where Creator's going to want to start finding some damage or just looking for some pickoffs here and there. Still no forward Adept pressure at all, guys. He's so defensive with his 4 Adepts. I think he's going to move out with like the triple Oracle 6 Adept in the middle of the map soon, though. That's become pretty common. Warp gate's done. I wouldn't be surprised to see 2 Adepts warping in and a forward movement. He's building a battery. He's playing so turtly. I don't like Creator's playstyle, guys. I think he's playing scared right now from Dark. I get Dark's a crazy dynamic guy. If he makes this work, I'll be very impressed. But I just see it as being... You're giving so much room to Dark. And giving room to breathe to Zerg players in this early stages can be scary. Finally, the Oracles come forward. He leaves one at home. I don't mind leaving one Oracle at home. I think 2 Oracles, 6 Adepts is a pretty good pressure. Oracles take a few hits from those Queens. It is only 6 Queens in this game. 6 Queens, 13 Zerglings. Double Revelation. First one missed that front creep tumor as it had just planted in the ground very far forward. Lots of probes coming in, going up to a 3rd gateway. No Robo, no 4th gate. Blinken +1 are on the way. Good job delaying the creep spread. I do like this. If you don't delay the creep around this time, it does feel like Zerg creep spread gets a bit out of control. But I'm wondering what the next bit of tech is for Creator. Oh, not really building probes right now. Okay. 4th and 5th gate as well as a Robo. Stalkers take out the Overlord. Still just cleaning up creep. Dark supply blocked again here. Let's have 4 Overlords. But he's on 67 workers, so it really doesn't matter. All it's delaying is army production. He should be building like Lings or Roaches right now. And he's going to go just straight Lurker. Wow, 6-minute infestation, guys. He's going to tech up to Hive really fast. Good Queen positioning. Creator's found very little damage. 5 Zerglings and 1 Overlord. He's going 6 gases himself. He's going to move down to the 4th base, which I think is super necessary. Especially if they're playing this like straight to Lurker style. Getting a fast 4th and then a fast double Robo is essential. First Robo is finishing now. Ling comes in and sees the 4th base. I wouldn't mind a few Adepts trying to sneak around the edges to like shade into this 4th, and then maybe some Adepts come up here and shade into the natural base whenever Dark's distracted. Kind of wait for Dark to get active on the map and then counterattack. Second Robo Bay, great move for Creator. That being said, if you go too heavy on Colossus, they give you good mobility. They don't really clean up Lurkers and Roaches very quickly, though. Gentleman's agreement in this game, guys. What's going on? Dark's not trying to do anything crazy to Creator, and I think it makes sense. Normally, I would be critical, but I think he's saying, look, Creator's just barely pressuring and playing so defensive. Yeah, I'm just going to macro to friggin' Hive, man. I'm just going to tech up to Lurkers really quickly. A lot of Protoss players don't expect that, especially from me. They're always worried about me doing a big Roach Hydra all-in or something silly. I guess silly is the wrong word. Something unpredictable, something aggressive, something that's a bit risky, right? But he's playing the most stock standard defensive play. And so far, what are we building out of this double Robo? The moment of truth, guys. I think getting 2 to 3 Disruptors here is actually so good against Dark style. For now, he's only building 1 Colossus. Second Colossus does start up. Wouldn't mind an extended Thermal Lance upgrade. Adding a bit of length to those girthy Colossus always does help out. No 7th and 8th gas just yet. Now, for me, I think the problem is for Creator that Dark's seen the Robo Bay. And when your Robo Bay gets scouted, guess what? Zerg builds Vipers. Zerg will not build Vipers unless they see a Robo Bay, because they want to spend all that gas on Lurkers. But if they know you're going things like Colossus and Disruptors, they know Vipers are god tier. You need to go Templar Archives and go into Psystorm to be ready for that. But Creator, it looks like Creator might be thinking of doing more of a 3-base timing style. Dude, these Stalkers are getting jumped on. Oof. Quite a few Stalkers do die there. 4 Stalkers go down. That actually ties up the units lost tab. Pretty close to even. These Stalkers still not knowing about that Overseer. If they killed that, that would be really nice. First Colossus coming out. Yeah, he's doing a timing attack. So he's trying to hit pre-Lurker. Problem is, guess what? Lurkers are already making. Vipers are already gathering energy. Dark's ahead of the curve on the tech. If Creator adds a Templar Archives, takes gases, goes Storm Immortal, he's in a good spot. But if he attacks in here and his first Colossus get abducted, he will get overrun by Dark's army. This is not a good situation to be in as Creator. He doesn't seem to understand where Dark's tech tree is. He doesn't have the information. Does start attacking. I mean, the fight against the Hydra Ling looks good, but now he sees the Lurkers. He still doesn't know about the Vipers, though. The Vipers have been kept secret really well. I think he sees them now. He does see them now. I'd love to see it pull back, though. He runs in, and this is what I'm talking about. Those are Darks. The first 2 Colossus. Oh, one of them gets saved by the Warp Prism, but it's so low. Crazy attack right now for Creator. He just doesn't have that many units. The Lurkers aren't really a big part of this. The Adepts and the Immortal are getting overrun. He wants to stop to warp in with that Prism, but he just can't quite do it right now. The Immortal, oh, he does get the Prism abducted. The Prism goes down along with the Colossus inside of it. The Immortal goes down as well. And Dark there trounces that push with the power of the 2 early Vipers. And it's all about that Overseer Scout, guys. Dark saw the tech, and Creator didn't react to being scouted. And this is where I think there would have been just that extra high-level play from Creator, like I said, would have been to swap into a Mortal Storm production. And that does very well against Dark style, but Creator, he tried to make the timing work. He thought he could get in there just before the Vipers and Lurkers were ready, and his timing was off by maybe 20, 30 seconds. Oh, Night Swarm counterattack for Dark as well. Very nice play there. Okay, Stalkers, nice blink backs on some of them. But, oh, a lot of them are going down now. Of course, he's busy elsewhere as his 4th base is getting overrun. Balls! Cry Havoc and let loose the balls of war. Stalker's doing some very good damage down there. The 4th base down south. 17 probes go down. The Disruptors went down as well. Zealots try to run in, but they get aggroed by Zerglings. No, go after the drones, you dummies. Creator sends them back into the action. Stalker's still up in the guts, in between the rallies. He's doing a good job of keeping Dark busy. But at the same time, Dark is not just keeping Creator busy. He's ripping his economy out. He's ripping it out from the root and burning it down. Oh, Stalkers get the Night Swarm, but a lot of them die, and a lot of Lurker Hydra gets home first. Disruptor whiffs. That's an airball if I've ever seen one. Doesn't even hit the backboard. And Dark there, just playing a straight-up Lurker rush. Shuts down the Colossus timing super hard. All right, guys, going into game 3. Creator in the bottom right side. Colossus timing not working out. I like that Creator's come into this series with very clear kind of timing attacks that he's just committing to. Like, it's kind of very Zest style PvZ. And it takes away the chance of, like, second-guessing yourself. That being said, I do think in that last game, once you get scouted that early on your Robobay going down, there's just too much time for Zerg to prepare. And the fact that Dark was already beelining Hive before he even scouted it just made it too easy for him to get those Vipers out on time. So, hats off to Dark there. I think it was a good way to respond to also a Protoss who doesn't chrono Adepts, doesn't really get in your face with the Oracle Adept early game, doesn't really do a lot of harassment. He didn't take many drone losses at all. He just macroed well, went to Hive, and shut it down. Probes there, multiple workers on gas. Oh, we're gonna have Cybercore there. I hate walling off like this, guys, because I always feel like I misjudge it. I always try to leave the choke point there with my second building and then seal it with the third building. But Creator's a very methodical player. He's the opposite of Hero when it comes to walling off. He's always got that positioning down perfectly placed on the grid. Now, Oceanborn's an interesting map because Queen Walk's very dangerous here. Dark hasn't really done too much of his crazy aggression this series. He's used up a very defensive build in that last game. I wonder what he's going to do because I just don't think Dark likes playing macro games like that last one predictably. I think he likes to mix it in once in a best of 3, and I think we'll see like a crazy 45 Droneling Bane Bust or a Queen Walk or something like that this time around. On the other hand, is that a bit too predictable? Because if I know he's going to do it on Oceanborn, Creator probably knows as well. Creator is being aggressive this time. That's double chrono, guys. Double chrono onto the Adepts. Stargate's finishing there. Natural coming up. Ooh. Depth shading forward potentially. Third hatchery is on the way. All right, Zergling's going to come in. Sixlings. It's going to go for a third queen. Third queen's only just started. To the Overlord. Adept here. We've got another Adept trying to track these Zerglings. Dark is so good at distracting Adept pressure. He's like, oh, you double chronoed Adepts? Guess what? One of them has to stay at home to defend. The other one's just hitting a hatchery doing nothing. This allows him time to get up his lings, get up his ling speed, get ready to defend. First Oracle is being chrono boosted already. Pylon does go down in the corner of that main base, watching for drops or Nidus Worms. More probes are being built. We will see a second gateway to finish the wall off soon. Double Adept shading backwards. Wow, very conservative. He knows ling speed's almost done, and he shades away. But look, Dark moves down the opposite lane, so he doesn't get spotted moving forward. He's going to potentially try and surround these Adepts. Oracle's there, though, and the Oracle should be able to keep them safe. But third base, good luck getting up a third base with 10 lings on your side of the map. Oh, Dark pulls back, though. That would have been such a nice surround. That's unfortunate that he pulls back at that moment. This is good for Creator. This is very good for Creator. These lings need to get home. He's going to lose another 1 or 2 on the way. Very well done. 36 workers against 37 in favor of Creator. Creator will be going for double gas on the natural now into the Twilight and Forge in the main. Just a very standard build order for him so far. Dark's starting to build Spore Crawlers, realizing his queens can't cover him forever. It's going to be second and third Oracles arriving. Gotta respect that. Oh, almost gets an Adept, but not quite. Really good pressure by Creator this game. I think he's doing a really good job of balancing everything, as the Twilight and the Forge should go down in the main soon, but he doesn't quite have the gas as he warps in a Stalker to take out this Overlord. Oracle roaming. Ooh, he's trying to pull him out of position. This is where, like... Yeah, nice move. Super worth. Oh, he even grabs a fourth. Nice transfuse, Dark, you savage. I like that transfuse. Saves a drone. Baits the Oracle in for a bit more damage as well because of it. Lair and Evo Chamber on the way. Looks like just a fast melee build for Dark. Doesn't look like anything aggressive just yet. He hits a massive supply block here on 61 as he loses that Overlord. 6 Overlords building, 10 lava stacked up. Guys, this is a very bad supply block for Dark, and we're seeing that pressure from Creator pay off. This is something I regularly see. I feel like Dark is Despite being normally so good at defending all-ins, the early game flexible PvZ pressure, Hero has shown time and again that if you do that very well, you can get massively ahead against Dark in the early game. Good cancel. Gonna rotate around the north. I like the fast fourth though. Fast fourth, early melee. This gives Dark a lot of comeback opportunities. Adepts just gonna pick off a few of these Zerglings. Not bad. You can see them shade back to safety. 2 Adepts did go down, but 12 Zerglings falling as well. Oracle's gonna turn on their lasers to pick off a few Zerglings. All right, why not? Why not? He's gonna leave those lasers on. No queens in position. Oh, good pickoffs. 1, 2, 3, 4. It takes 4 damage. He did stop accelerating twice there, so not completely perfect micro, but I think this is just a better start for Creator in general in terms of the pressure. Unfortunately, it's these high pressure openings where Protoss sometimes lose track of what the Zerg's up to. And in this game, it is going to be straight into Hydraling. This is one of Dark's incredibly greedy builds. No Roach Horn, no Bane Nest. And I don't know if he's going to go Mass Hydra. It feels like it is just going to be Mass Hydra, maybe Hydraling Bane. We'll see how it goes. Lings will surround. The Stalkers are ready, though. He's ready to take a 4th. Now, this is actually the sort of game where if you go straight double Robo Bay, it's perfect. If you go 3-base Robo Bay against Hydraling Bane, it's actually like so good for Protoss. But going for a 4th base puts you in a vulnerable position because you're going to end up with Blink Stalkers against Hydras, and you just need to realize, hey, he's not droning his 4th. I need to just make a ton of Stalkers right now. I'm only on 5 gates. I probably need 2 more gates. I need to Chrono Boost Colossus out of that Robo Bay. Stalker's going to take out a Queen. He sees the Hydra Den, which is huge. Seeing no drones on the 4th and a Hydra Den, immediate second Robo goes down. And I honestly don't think Creator should probe right now. Creator should not be probing, because he should be doing nothing but building gateways, pylons, stalkers, gateways, pylons, stalkers, because you know you're ahead on workers right now and you're teching ahead. Remember what we were talking about earlier in this series? You should be very afraid. If you're going higher on tech, higher on economy as Protoss versus Zerg, bam, like he could just kill you, right? So you got to be careful. That being said, Dark goes back to droning. So Dark apparently doesn't have faith in that. Dark's just behind in this game right now. The fact that he's gone back to droning means he doesn't have any faith in his Hydra timing to work, which gives plenty of time for the Colossus to come out. Or Disruptor. He's going to start with a Disruptor first. Not a bad call to have a single Disruptor in the mix. I think Colossus is kind of the hard counter to this army. But the Disruptor does build a lot faster. So there we go. 1 Disruptor into the double Colossus production coming up next. And Creator's got massive control. Guys, Dark's on 69 workers. He's looking flaccid. He's looking like he's in such a bad position. But because he's Dark, I'd say it's even. Just because he's Dark and he's so clutch. Creator might get a bit nervous. You know, being ahead against most players, that's an advantage. Against Dark, that's just like, you know, I'm a human, guys. I can't help being superstitious. The pattern recognition over the years of casting StarCraft tells me when Dark looks kind of dead, it means the game's pretty even. And he's on a 69 drone Hydraling Bane timing into Colossus Stalker Stasis Trap. This is an awful position to be in. If he was droning up to 5 base and going Hive, I'd be okay with it. But right now he's not, and he's in huge trouble. He's so Ling Hydra aligned. He's making mass Baneling behind this. And it feels to me like Creator just has a massive lead in this game. Dark desperately all in. Second Colossus is popping out. Extended Thermal Lance isn't here yet, so at least he's going to hit before that. But Dark is committing 100% into a Protoss that should take no damage. Disruptor on the right side is exposed. He's going to throw it out on those Banelings. Good spready. Really good spready. But look, there's a Colossus on the right side with a battery. That won't be broken. The mineral line even runs away. Talk about a shutdown. Wow. That was completely wrecked. Completely wrecked. And now he can just hang out, make sure he cleans up these Banelings. Dude, if those Banelings kill this probe line, that's going to be rather silly. No, he'll pull back. He'll pull back for it, right? Right? Yeah. Okay, only loses one probe. Good hold by Creator. Creator's making Archons +3. There's no pressure on Creator at all right now, guys. He could make Storm, or he can just max on Archon, Colossus, Immortal, and just go win the game. He should be building a Warp Prism. Yep. His timing is already decided. When this Prism comes out, he goes and kills Dark. Dark, to defend this, will need to somehow make Ling Bane beat Colossus Archon. This is like if you guys were going into warfare and you were taking your preschoolers and you were arming them with little sticks from the playground and going, go fight the guy over there, the modern infantryman with the friggin' automatic weaponry and the Kevlar. Like this army does nothing against Colossus Archon. Does good versus the Stalkers. Creator needs to blink out of there, dude. A little slow on that second blink, but that's okay. Still kills a lot of Zerglings with those Oracles. And look at this army. That Prism's coming out. 4 Colossus Archons. You just can't do anything against this with Lingbane. Dark is in a very bad tech position. If he was going to do Hydraling, he needed to do a mass Hydraling much earlier. But instead, he droned up while dealing with the blink pressure, took forever to move across, waited for Baneling speed, and like +2 melee and stuff. He needed to hit a much faster timing, or he needed to macro up. He's way behind now. I think Creator's got this, guys. I think Creator is going to go out first place in our group today. This is a huge push. Disruptor lands on 3 Hydras. Massive links around coming in from behind. Massive Baneling links around. Can he do it with the Banelings? Dark the Wizard. Is he going to be able to do it? The Colossus getting jumped on. No way. He's going to clear the army. I cannot believe he cleared that army. Only Dark would be able to even hold that push. Now, Creator's still up 10 probes, so he's still ahead. But, dude, that is Dark in a nutshell, isn't it? Just beautiful flank comes in from this south side. And Creator was a little bit deep on creep as well. Now, he's going to make Psystorm and rebuild his army from scratch. But that's a really good fight for Dark, guys. Very good fight for Dark. Because this buys him time to get up into Lurk attack. And he might just be able to survive. He might just be able to survive, get the game back to a long enough situation where he can defend. He's going to go up to 10 gases here. Or 8 gases only. 5th base is having workers transferred to it. Creator's going to take a 5th on the left. I like this choice. So if you break these rocks, you're going to just dominate this left side of the map. That's going to be big. Now, 2 Colossus. Oh, what's this? Looks like a Zealot drop came in. Took out a few drones over there. Nice move. Double Immortal Storm. That's the way to do it. You've got 2 Colossus for the Hydraling, so you've got those kind of still giving that nice splash damage to your army. You got some Stalkers out front as a roaming force, and he's going to have double Zealot drop. I like that as well. That's going to make it hard for Dark to push, but not if you fly into the Hydras. Oh, isn't this just the most Creator versus Dark thing? Oh, the Hydra's turned around. Okay, the Hydra's turned around because this Zealot drop goes in. Get it out of there. Don't throw these units away, Creator. Creator's got to be careful. Down here, Zerglings do get pushed back. Zealot drop comes in. It'll clean up a Queen, Baneling, a couple Zerglings. It's not too bad for 4 Zealots. Zealots are cheap, man. They're mineral units. It's the gas that matters. This base has a few Zealots on it. Nothing else, though. No battery, no cannon. Those Lings are waiting. Dark will be able to do big damage if these units move out of position. What's the bet? Creator builds the cannon battery, moves forward, and the Lings run in and kill it all. Zealot drop comes in on the left side. This is keeping Dark pinned back. Dark's making Lurkers, though. I don't think Dark minds being pinned back. As long as the game's not getting finished. There's 6 High Templar, 4 Immortals, 5th one building. We've got, like, Observer movement speed, I think that is. Yeah, Gravitic boosters, Observer movement speed. Coming in. +1 armor coming in as well. No Plasma Shield upgrades, which is a bit of a potential problem in the long run. Zealot drop goes in, but look, there's Lurker Spore there. Zealot drop's not really doing that much. Prism on the right side is just leaving. Saves those 4 Zealots at least. Stargate Fleet Beacon on the way. We're going late game, baby. I can't believe this, guys. I can't believe Dark goes from just absolutely getting walloped on his first timing to somehow surrounding that Archon army, that Archon Colossus army, which, to be fair, I do think Creator could have spread that army out a bit better. Against Massling Bane, spreading your army is really important. I think he maybe panicked a bit when he saw the big surround coming. Cannon will take out the Nidus Worm. That ain't going to do anything. Air weapon upgrades are on the way. Dark probably should be starting a Spire. Easy cleanup. The Ling Bane run by doesn't get a single probe. Overseer flies to this side looking for an opening. Building a cannon over here, not a terrible idea. Just having a few cannons around the edges of your base is a nice easy way for static defense to clear up Nidus Worms from ever popping in. Carriers are now beginning. No sign of a Spire for Dark. He's not preparing for that super long game, guys. He's just massing Lurkers. He's on 23 Lurkers. Okay, so we're going to see the classic Dark Lurker shove, guys. We've all seen it before. It's where he's just going to try and get Creator out of position, shove through the middle, and siege on a base. So the Lings, distraction. Nidus Worm, distraction. Creator's done a pretty good job of splitting his army up so far, but look, this whole right side just got pulled out of position. The whole right side just got pulled out by a single Nidus Worm. And of course, he pounces. Finds an Immortal in the open there. He's going to dive on that right side base. Creator has to give it up. Creator's going to get knocked back to 5 bases. Great move here. Big pickup. Big pickup for Dark. Oh, the Banelings! They're not able to get the High Templar, though. Good defense. If you Banelings roll into this base, the probes are just going to spread. over on this side. The High Templar Immortal can just stop that Lurker army on the move, but he can't. Oh, look at that Nidus on that side. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. He's just moving forward and pressuring him. Sending one Archon to deal with it. Nice storms, but you got to be so careful against this. Oh man. And look, the Lings are in this base as well. He just got 24 probe kills and he's popping the Lurkers out of the natural. This is a crazy desperate move, but it seems to be working for Dark. It's forcing a lot of chaos. The Immortals are coming forward though. Those Immortals doing pretty well. They are choked up though. They're very choked up. They're very choked up. The double Robo is going to go down. The Carriers are coming out though. Carrier does clean up the Overseer. Carriers can clean this up. If there's no Nidus Worm there, he can't escape. If you kill that Nidus Worm, that's going to be huge. There's an Overseer there. Storm comes in. The Immortal Archon Storm coming in with a nice flank. Beautiful engage for Creator. Creator's economy is getting walloped, but Dark's army is getting destroyed right now. 4,000 resource loss advantage for Creator. He's once again got a killer army. Now with 3 Carriers in the mix, 2 more building. That was a cool move for Dark, but it ended up being an overextension. This is good for Creator. His income's bad, but his army is nigh unstoppable right now. So only going to have +1 air weapons, and Carapace is coming in. There's going to be 14 Lurkers and mass Hydras on the defense. DT's there, but there's no detection in range. So the DT just runs back to join the army. I think Creator's going all in, guys. Creator's not rebuilding his 6th. He's not reestablishing mining on his 5th. He's losing his probes. Creator's panicking. Creator is panicking right now, guys. He's finally got the Observer there, but he's not sent his DT. Finally, the DT goes in. But look at this Lurker. He's just going to move it away, and if Creator doesn't move his Observer, that's going to be a problem. You do not need to recall your whole force for this, but you can tell Creator's panicking. He's panicking a little bit. Dark right now is calm as a cucumber. He's way behind, but it's Dark. The man does not have a panicky bone in his body. He's got ice in his veins and a smile on his face, and that is all. He just doesn't get thrown off in games like this. He's just going to keep being annoying and keep looking for mistakes. He's digging for mistakes from Creator. He gets a Nexus cancel, gets a Carrier. Beautiful, huge pickoffs. 15 Hydras, not a great army against 5 Carriers. It's really not. There's not even a Viper. There's 2 Vipers out though. Here we go. He comes in. Observer comes in. Carrier. Archon Stalker surround. Beautiful fight for Creator. Once again, he does lose another Carrier. I think some High Templar are in that Prism. I think he's trying to Storm Drop. You got to be careful. Losing that Prism could be big. He's still chasing Dark back. I think Dark's on his last legs. I think Creator's got this. Even though Creator's income is very weak right now, he's got the 5th base is back up and mining, as is the 4th, even though it's half mined out. And he's got a huge 50 army supply lead. 40 army supply lead right now. That is big. 2-1 upgrades only for the range units of Dark, whereas Creator's on 3-2 for his ground army. No shield upgrades just yet. But he's also got those Carriers in the skies as well. Watch out for the Vipers. He's got to just fight, does Creator, I think. The moment those Carriers start getting abducted, he has to just A-move everything. Here we go. Here we go. Big fight coming in. Big fight coming in. And that's what I'm talking about. As those Vipers come in, you got to go for the full fight. The Storms on the Hydras pushing back. 1 Carrier goes down. Parasitic Bomb does a fair bit of damage, but Dark just does not have the numbers. Dark making a game way longer and more competitive than he had any right to. When that first Hydraling Bane push failed, he was miles and miles behind. I do think, if we wanted to very quickly analyze that, his best chance was at this stage, if we just fast forward, I think there was a point where he was on like 60 drones, and he started making Hydras, right? 65 drones. If at this point he did nothing but make Hydraling and tried to kill Creator, I think he could have got in there before the first Colossus came out, and it might have worked. What I didn't like about Dark's choice here, guys, is he makes a ton of Hydraling Queen to defend what is a very small Stalker pressure, and then in a second he goes back and builds 6 drones. And to me, it just felt like he's waiting for way too many upgrades to kick in. I think he should have gone movement speed before Groove Spines as well to really have like a pouncing army. But the fact that he builds 6 drones there, and he just takes so long to move out because he's waiting for his upgrades, and I think that was a strategic mistake. I think if he decides to go for the big surprising attack, I think it's hard for Creator to defend right now with just a handful of Stalkers and Blink. If you were just going 100% mass Hydraling, you could either rush in here or try to break the natural. But the moment you let him get that double Robo going, you're in huge trouble. And this is where, remember last game, Dark saw it ahead of time? This game, no Overseer scouting, so he just had no information. He was playing blind. Really well played by Creator, though. He gets first place in the group, beating Hero and Dark. A big surprise, but super well deserved. Imagine Dark researching Lurker range when he had 23 Lurkers. Wait. No, he had Lurker range this game, didn't he? Wait, he forgot Lurker range again? Are you fucking kidding me? I don't even check for it because it's such an obvious basic thing. It's the first upgrade you're meant to go for. No! Good catch, chat. What a donkey. 2 games today with lurkers that he forgot the most important lurker upgrade. What a fucking donkey. What are you doing, mate? Guys, he might have won if those guys had range. Because I thought that position was really hard for Creator to deal with, and I was like, these lurkers aren't killing these immortals in this choke point. That's odd. Yeah, it's because they have 2 less range than they're meant to. I need to message him. I'm sure someone told him. I'm sure one of his buddies already laughed at him and told him. Dude, he didn't have lurker range even at the end of this game? Oh my gosh. It's so funny. Good call, chat. Oh my god, that is hilarious. What a dum-dum. What a dum-dum. He's cool as a cucumber. Pig before finding out Dark doesn't have lurker range. But he is. He is cool as a cucumber. Other players would be traumatized from the previous game. They'd be like, fuck, I can't believe I forgot that important upgrade. I'll never forget that again. Dark is just like so relaxed while playing bad. Dark is always cool and collected, never makes mistakes. I did not say that, Banglory. I said he doesn't get panicked. He doesn't shit the bed, all right? Dark never completely throws a game. Because even there, while making such a huge mistake, that was still competitive, right? Yeah. That's the power of Dark. What a fucking donkey, though. That's crazy. Oh, he's such a good player, man. Dude, Dark's so good. Jimmy Jams, thanks for the 4-month resub. Two times, though? Not getting Lurker Rage is crazy. Not gonna lie, it's better queuing both upgrades instead of forgetting it, even at a competitive level. Changed my mind. A lot of pros click both upgrades, Stinky. I click both upgrades. I've seen Serral and Raynor do it. I've seen Dark even do it some games. I totally agree on that. I totally agree. Some people will fight you on that and fight me on that, but I'm with you, Stinky. I am 100% with you. Thank you very much, Jimmy Jabs, for the 4-month resub. Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to click the sub button if you guys want to support pro gamers actually remembering important upgrades. DRG versus Heroes coming up next in our next... All right, guys. We got DRG in the top right side of the losers match fighting for his life, as is his opponent, Mr. Hero, in the bottom left side. Hero has looked pretty... I don't know. He looked okay in his match versus Creator. I just think he did a few too many things, right? And DRG also looked pretty good, but he just looked a little outclassed in the later stages by Dark. And he was actually winning that game, that second game. I mean, the early lead from DRG letting the Nidus go up was a bit... It kind of felt like what happens to me when I play against pro gamers or players who are just a bit too much better than me that always beat me on the ladder. And like, you kind of get ahead, but then like something goes wrong and you're so out of your depth playing the pace of late game that those players play. And you just kind of feel overwhelmed and give up because you just don't know what you're doing. And that's not a great sign for DRG, especially since Hero naturally is the favorite between these two, being a favorite for this entire group to go out. Now, the winner of this has to play Dark, so even winning this match, it's going to be a very hard road to get out in that final deciding match. We were talking about Lego just before. Apparently the plastic Lego bricks were first created in 1949. Oh, very cool. It's even earlier than I thought. I didn't realize they were already making plastic toys that early. That's cool. I thought it would have been the 60s. Apparently, the Lego company was making wooden block toys before that, from 1932 onwards. This came up because someone mentioned Lincoln logs, and I was like, what the heck is a Lincoln log? And besides the very obvious poo jokes that people started making, I did Google it, and it was led to a random toy discussion. Oh, now, I should mention, end of the previous game, guys, sorry, I didn't mention it live in the cast, but after the game, people pointed out, imagine actually making lurker range, someone said in chat, when you have 23 lurkers. And I was like, what? And I was like, Dark had lurker range, didn't he? Nope. Apparently he made adapter talents. He didn't make lurker range in that entire game. Oh my gosh, such a huge mistake. And the thing is, when he got that Nidus position in the natural, I thought those lurkers were going to do way better. And it makes sense now looking at how bad all those fights were going. So Dark didn't even seem to realize that he forgot Lurker Range. Completely forgot Lurker Range versus DRG as well. So I don't know what's going on with Dark today and forgetting Lurker Range. But this is 2 games at Hive Tech where he's forgot a core upgrade, a key upgrade. And that's something he has to fix against either of these players in the final deciding match where he's waiting. Oh, guys, Phoenix first. You don't see this very often. Hero's going to kill this Overlord and then get the other one. Now, hot tip. Notice how this isn't shooting as fast as it could. You want to move it in front of the Overlord, then shift-click the Overlord and go back so that it doesn't do this awkward kind of move thing, because it's just slightly delaying some of its attacks. But this does guarantee 2 Overlord kills, which is a really good move. It forces back the other Overlords, and behind it, the Oracle will come out. Second Oracle's on the way as well. Third Nexus is already up. Now, this was a single chrono on the Adept, by the way, by Hero. So he got 1 Adept across the map early, but the other Adept just stayed at home. Very safe, chilled play. And what am I looking at with this wall off, guys? Can anyone explain to me what this is? Jeez, that is the fuggliest wall I have ever seen in my entire life. I know we know about Hero walls and they're a meme, but I really thought that was meant to be the opening. And then he realized, wait, there's an opening there as well. I guess I'll just seal it off. So ugly. He's going to go 4-gate Twilight. This feels like a delayed Glaive Adept. But Zerglings could run in and scout it very easily. So I'm not sure. Is he just gonna go early Blink maybe and get a lot of Stalkers, or will it be Glaives? Oracles tag the Queens. Here we go. What upgrade will it be? It is Glaives. Okay, he's gonna go late Glaives. DRG does not have a Roach Warren right now. DRG is famous for being greedy, guys. But against a Phoenix style, you really want to make sure you see what's going on. And oh, good scouting denial. He knew that scouting from that side could spot the gateways. This is a really good move by Hero so far. Getting a few drones as well. Oracle's being sneaky. No Roach Warren at 510. Oh, DRG's playing so greedy, guys. Okay, finally the Roach Warren goes down. He needs to make at least 10 Roaches the moment that Roach Warren finishes, or he's screwed. Because we're going to have 2 more rounds of Adepts warping in off 4 gateways. And he's already at 9 Adepts. And if he's going to have like 18 Adepts or something arriving at 6 minutes 10. And the Roach Warren's only halfway done. Here he goes. Here he goes. Does he move in? He sees the Twilight. That looks sus. That looks super sus. You should build nothing but save your lava for Roaches right now as DRG. And he's doing it. He's waiting for the Roach Warren, man. If that Roach Warren was 10 seconds earlier, I feel like he might be okay. But the fact that he's having to build Zerglings because he knows the Roach Warren's already. Now the Roach Warren finishes, but it's too late. This is too many Adepts. Zerglings will not cut the mustard here. The Evo wall-off's a good idea. The Lings and Queens are going to fight together. Oh, he's got to commit with these Lings. You can't just not commit. Actually, a pretty good fight for DRG, I got to say, considering. But, oh, there's a warp. No, Oracle's in the main as well. Good pullback on the drones. 12 Roaches are building. I like the cancel and rebuild on the Evo chamber. Dude, DRG's defense has been good. Stasis trap in the main. Stasis trap in the natural. Oh, he's really stressing. DRG's multitasking. DRG needs to put these guys back to work on both of these bases. He does fix it up now. And I gotta say, that could have been a lot worse. He even remembered to cancel the Evo. The Adepts could still shade in, but with Roach speed on the way, he's got Overlord speed. He's gonna go for a German taxi. He's gonna do a Roach max with a German taxi. Good choice. More Adepts coming forwards. Why is Hero still warping in Adepts? I mean, I don't know why at 7 minutes he's still got Adepts warping in and coming across this map. This seems like a very silly decision. It's past the timing where Adepts are any good as a unit. See what he can find, though. Ling Queen's ready for it. He commits to the shade like a mad dog. It's going to work. It's going to work. Stasis traps were distracting at the same time. He's just trying to keep up the pressure. He got another big stasis trap in the main as well. Hero, he doesn't prioritize, are the Adepts good at this time? It's can I multitask, out-multitask you? And yes, he can. Yes, he can. DRG needed to wall these Adepts out. The stasis traps actually so effective here as well. He takes a little bit of damage in the main, but then he shades down to the natural. He's going to quickly recall those Adepts and save most of them. Brilliant plays here by Hero, who has a 4th base going up on the gold. And, DRG takes so much damage. And look at that, the Oracle finds the rally. Oh my god, another stasis trap goes down in the main. Dude, this has got to be so frustrating. DRG has got to feel like he's inside a washing machine right now, just having his head banged against the sides of that drum as it goes around and around. I think a better answer, since most of us as adults probably wouldn't fit in a washing machine, would be like a cement mixing truck. I feel like playing against this sort of hero style really feels like you're inside that cement mixing drum. You're just kind of getting rolled around. You're like, what the frig is going on, man? Like, it feels kind of like there's an oracle here, there's an oracle here, there's depths here, there's depths here, there's depths here, there's an oracle here. It's a very stressful experience. 68 workers only for Zerg, 75 for Hero. Hero's got double upgrades on the way, Immortals, Charge. What's going on with this analogy? Yeah, it's, I mean, maybe you guys have a better one. I'm sure you do. But it's definitely an experience of getting a bit of whiplash, bit of trauma as you get hit this side, then that side. I don't think we should attack right now as Hero, though. Maybe he's far enough ahead, it doesn't matter. He's just saturated his 4th base, but he just senses he's got an advantage. This isn't a, I'm going to play safe. This is a, I'm Hero, and I think I'm far enough ahead, I can just kill you. Adept Shade into the natural and start massacring the worker line. The Stalker Immortal on the front line as well. Waiting for upgrades is for losers and tryhards, says Hero. I am neither of those. I am Hero, and when I know I'm ahead, I will take the victory. Nice. Very dominant victory there for Hero. And it all came off the fact that DRG was just too greedy on his Roach Warren timing. All right, that was a pretty nice decisive victory there. Hid the Glaive Adepts for long enough, and DRG was caught a bit too greedy. I think whenever your opponent opens Phoenix or Void Ray to deny your scouting and limit your scouting early, you should always, at latest, go for your Roach Warren at, let's say, 445. At the latest. I really think if you go any later than 445, you're just being unnecessarily risky. And he went at about almost 515. It was like 512 or something, I think. Just such a late Roach Warren, and did cost DRG in that first game. But he gets the hatchery down, so this is a nice opening for him. Denying Hero's Probe block. Of course, Hero's Probe harass. Super annoying. All right, we're going to have a Nexus come up. Nexus into Cybercore. Notice he's pulled 1 worker off the minerals, 15 on minerals, saturates the gas, and then goes back to the minerals in a moment. Probe harass, still doing its business. Pig, DRG's first defense was fine. The timing of the Roach Warren didn't matter. It absolutely mattered. He handled it okay, but it was much harder than it needed to be, and he had to scramble super frigging hard because he didn't have the roaches out, which is why he needed to like do everything perfectly, and he didn't have any extra insurance. Because of that, he was super distracted by having to pull the drones on both sides off the mineral lines. And you could tell he just got a little bit panicked, and then he was just still flustered by the time the second wave came in. And I know that's not like a direct thing where you're like, well, he didn't do massive direct damage on the first wave Hero, so therefore like it's fine. And you're kind of right, like it wasn't crazy damage. I think DRG was okay. But the second wave, not getting the Evo wall off was huge. Like just getting, not being far enough forward to intercept that army, because Roach Speed was almost done. And then it was the combo of the Adepts got in the front and the Stasis Trap started landing huge. And once he was in the bases, DRG just started, drones started dropping like flies, and he was in huge trouble. But I will tell you from personal experience, and I think any high-level Zerg will agree with me, if you don't have Roaches ready and your opponent hits you with 16 Adepts, you basically deserve to lose the game. And you will feel, even if you manage to scramble together a defense like DRG did, like you've made the game so much harder for yourself than it ever has to be. Like, it's such a stressful position where he probably didn't quite have all of his workers back on gases correctly. He was absolutely not injecting during that time. So there's kind of like a stack up of backlog of things that you need to get done that you're behind on because of your earlier mistake by not being ready against it. Good Sportrix. Only loses 1 drone. That was really well done. Great handling there by DRG. That was perfect. Void Ray coming out as well. You've also got to realize as well, anytime you are trading Zerglings on a big pack of Adepts, even if the drones aren't dying, it's still bad. It's still bad trading as the Zerg, cost for cost. Whereas when your Roaches get out, you can trade incredibly well against the Adepts. Where you're like, oh, I lost a little bit of mining time and 1 Roach and I killed 12 Adepts. Like that's actually the sort of trades you look at. Whereas when you're fighting with Zerglings, a lot of people just, they tunnel vision on the drone losses and they go, well, drones aren't dying, therefore no damage is happening. And you're like, he just lost 40 Zerglings for 3 Adepts. Like that sort of thing happens a lot. You're like, you got to realize that's an awful trade. Those 20 Zerglings or 40 Zerglings, however many die, they don't get rebuilt. Those all could have been drones or Roaches or units that would have scaled to the next part of the game. Anyways, good harassment so far. 4 drones, the Oracle coming in. Void Ray after Oracle, super weird. This is just the way Hero plays. He just, you know, I'm going to go now 4-gate Twilight after a Void Ray, but also with a 3rd gas, and I'm just going to do Glaives again. Okay, I think Hero basically feels like DRG just can't keep up with him. Did he see the Evo Chamber as well, guys? He didn't see the Evo Chamber. Seeing the Evo Chamber is a good excuse to go Glaives, because when Zerg rushes for an early melee upgrade, they often skip Roach Warren, or they delay it massively. Oracle, just pushing him back there. Work account's okay for DRG. Yeah, he's down a little bit, but with 10 more drones coming out, I think DRG's had a better early game this time. Baneling Nest. Yeah, so DRG wants to play Ling Bane, which is actually not bad against Adepts. The thing is, you need to have numbers. If the Adepts spread out, the Banelings can't get good hits. So you need to have enough Zerglings to properly surround. Roach Warren is always the more efficient, especially if your opponent goes super heavy commitment on those Adepts. But with only 4 gateways, Ling Bane definitely can get the job done. Oh, good extractor. I like that move. Very well done by DRG. That Oracle's out of energy, so he can go back and take that base now whenever he feels like it. Well done. Lings are going to see it. DRG, he sees the Adepts. Sees the Adepts. Shade's going to come out. He's got 11 Zerglings, 6 Queens. Is he going to wall off? I wouldn't mind a wall off. Banelings? Yep. He's going to make a bunch of Banelings as well. Lots of Zerglings on the way. Love the Evo wall off. Oracle, or sorry, Void Ray does clean up a unit there. He's going to go after these Baneling Cocoons potentially. Is Hero going to commit? If he's clumped up and those Banelings finish, this could be a problem. Okay, the Lings are trapped inside the base. This is a big problem for DRG. He has to open the wall up right now. Baneling's going after the Adepts. Where's the spready? Where's the spready? Good spready so far. Baneling's pulling back. Nice Evo rewall. Lovely Evo Chamber rewall. Really good crisis management. DRG's on point today, guys. He's going to leave that drone on standby, ready to wall off. It's very easy to screw up with that wall off, by the way. Remember the first time we saw the 4-gate Glaive Adept meta come in from Zest at Katowice, Serral messed up his wall off, let the Adepts in, and lost the game, and lost the series because of that. That was what ushered in the age of Adepts being massed on the ladder. Ooh, bad fight for DRG. I think you might want to just give this base up. This is an awkward fight with no creep down here. And he still doesn't have a Roach Warren, guys. He should have built a Roach Warren by now. Unless he's planning to go Hydras, in which case he needs a Hydra Den. He's going for a Carapace upgrade now. Roach Warren is only now starting. I really think he should have just built a Roach Warren here instead of an Evo Chamber. Because you're going to... It's just... You've already got an Evo in the back. You don't need a second Evo. Whereas you need a Roach Warren. Otherwise, the Ling Bane ends up in this awkward position unless you can get one big giant surround. If Hero goes too deep, he's screwed. But notice he only goes deep when his Shade's about to finish, as he gets the get out of jail free card with the Shade. 2-1 upgrades are on the way. DRG wants to go Ultras this game. I would not be surprised to see him squeeze an Infestation Pit out, but he's low on gas right now, which is why he's struggling with that. And having lost his 4th base, it really lowers his income. This allows Hero to calmly just be like, hey, I've got 3 bases, you're on 3 bases, we're even on economy. He's going into Blink Stalkers and Immortals. Hero's going to come in with the Adept drop. Good drone pull so far. And the Adepts will just take out a few Zerglings before pulling back. Actually, he's going to commit. He just flies away. He doesn't want to risk losing the Prism. Fair enough. And just to get a drone as well. And a Zergling. Observer's going to see everything. The map vision is great right now for Hero. You can see he sees everything going on. Oracle's even going to turn on its laser, take off a Zergling and 2 Banelings. Can he get a 3rd? Wow, that's great value. Very good value. And he's going to keep attacking. Of course he's going to keep attacking because Hero has no chill, man. Dude, it feels like he has no respect for DRG. Like, he's just got momentum in this series and he's not going to give it up. DRG, he's got a lot of army. Can he hold on? If the Banelings can get big connections on the Adepts, it could be big. But he's worried about that Shade. He's worried about that Shade. He's gonna finish. The Shade's gonna go into the main base. He's gonna try and overwhelm the army at the front, but that means his main base economy is in big trouble. Drones are getting chased down. Immortal does go down in the front. There's not much Roach Queen left over, though. The Stalker Micro is still very good for Hero. Hero Shades into the natural. That means 2 bases not mining right now. Massive income being lost for DRG, and Hero just in his face with, like I said, 0 respect. The ability here to just put on pressure and overwhelm his opponent is next level. You can tell that Hero just is massively confident in this matchup. And after a rough start to the day, Hero comes back with a vengeance and just clean sweeps DRG. All right. The match we thought we'd see in the winners match is finally here in the deciders match, and only one of them will be getting through. Dragon Kaiser Gaming's Hero in the top right up against Dark in the bottom left. Wait a second, guys. Has the Weibo Gaming closure gone through? Is this now Weibo Gaming Hero? I didn't watch the broadcast, but let me know, guys, because I think it's like the Chinese Twitter kind of picked up DKZ, I believe. So you guys let me know. Should I be calling them Weibo Hero? Weibo Gaming's Hero, I think is what the team name would be now. I think this is like the first tournament, big tournament at least, that he's playing under that title. Dark, of course, playing for Talon Esports, as he has been for the last few months. Got picked up before Katowice. Some people say, why though? Hero says, Weibo. Weibo Gaming. Sorry, guys, I'll stop. That's so painfully bad, but I just couldn't contain myself. There's something about cringe that is utterly irresistible for an idiot like me. Ooh, I like the pylon block. That's actually really good. Oh, he only built 2 lings. He has to take the left hatchery now, which I don't mind. I think the left hatchery is fine on this map. I haven't watched StarCraft 2 in a while. Who's on top these days? I don't know if you've heard of a Finnish guy by the name of Cyril, who refuses to not be the best in the world. But that's the way to do it. Weiboa? Yeah, no one's saying Weiboa, Banglory. I appreciate you guys trying to correct my pronunciation. That thing spelled Weibo. We're saying Weibo. Weiboa? Get out of here. They should have spelled it differently if they wanted it to be pronounced correctly. All right, Ling's there. Gonna stop this around. Oracle's on the way right now. We've got Adepts coming forwards. 3 Queens, 4th one on the way. Pretty solid opening for Dark, despite taking that left side base. I feel like you make Dark take a base like this, and he's very prone to all-inning. Void Ray's coming out after the Oracle. This Oracle into Void Ray is such an odd approach, but there's nothing wrong with it. It's just it's something we don't see as often. A lot of Lings get picked off, but easy Spore Trick on the first one. I feel like he should have just pulled the first drone away, though. Oh, he got his second one blocked. 2 drones. Slight mistake there for Dark. Yeah, I think if he pulled the first one away, it would have been better. Ooh, Oracle diving. Wow. Hero's going for momentum, guys. He's going for speed. But will he go the distance? That is the question. So far, it looks like the answer is yeah. As long as his Void Ray's around to defend that third, this is not enough Lings to cancel it. Void Ray has not found the Overlord. It's hidden over on this right side, which is actually really good. Pylon pickoff would be great, but I think the Adepts are enough to defend that. Okay, at the end of that, does Dark recover? Because you've lost 2 Adepts. Your Oracle took a bit of damage. Does that matter? I don't think so, guys. I don't think it matters. I think it's well worth it for Hero to have done that damage. He's still up 4-5 workers. Dark's struggling to get his anti-air up. Yes, he'll close the gap, but I think Dark's slightly behind economically. If you could pick off an Adept or something like that, that could work. Oracle sneaks around the left, takes big damage. Great defense by Dark. Dark's injecting all 3 hatcheries, which is really good. Dark's probably one of the least consistent pros when it comes to injecting out of the Zergs. Look at that drone pull as well. Oracle takes massive damage. Great defense. This is really good for Dark now. Because he's completely stalled out the next wave of Oracles. So the 2 Oracles are deep in the red. The Void Ray is not really a good harassment unit as well. It's just chilling at home. Yes, there's a few Adepts on the Watchtower, but you can see Dark's now taking a worker lead. Blinken +1 is on the way for Hero, though. He's going to go for 4 gates. I think this is quite good for Dark. Normally, Dark plays mid-game from miles behind against Hero. I really feel like most games are over before they really get started when you look at these 2 play, because Hero just has much better early game than Dark. But this time around, Dark's keeping pace, and he's building Overlords. I don't think I've seen any giant supply blocks from him so far. He's doing really well. Cancel on the 4th base. Ooh, Lings will get us around, though. One of the Oracles just died on the bottom side. The Lings get the Adepts. He only loses 3 drones. That's perfectly fine. The hatchery had only just started. This is really good for Dark. You know what's funny, though? I feel like Dark makes a lot of comebacks from behind versus Hero. Whenever these 2 play, it is riddled with throws. They just constantly give up advantages against each other. So just because someone's a little ahead or behind or gaining momentum doesn't mean anything. Dark's going for a Ling Bane all-in. He's going for a Ling Bane all-in, guys. 54 drones. This is a ridiculously late time to hit with this attack. And I think Hero... No battery, though. No shield battery. He's only got 1 Oracle. Doesn't have a lot of energy. He's about to take a 4th base. The Lings run in there. This is such a late timing for this attack, but Dark just feels like Hero expended a lot of units on the aggression, 5 Adepts and an Oracle. He's going to try and morph Banelings on the front. He should be taking this Watchtower. He doesn't know about the Watchtower there. Okay. Now he knows about it. He's going to morph Banes here, is he? Oh, he's going for the 4th base cancel. Has he changed his mind? Guys, he's on 58 Zerglings. So many Lings back on his side of the map. Dark, you need to get moving right now. Dark's taking way too long to get going, guys. He's still got 40 Zerglings sitting at home. This is bizarre. This is super Dark. What are we doing? You can't just mass army and sit at home. I think he was waiting for the Stalkers to move out, maybe. But look at this. The Void Ray's going to see it. I think the Void Ray's going to see... Okay, he's trying to set up a trap. Some Lings on the left, some on the right. Dark's being very fancy. This is either going to work spectacularly or fail spectacularly. I think the Lings just got spotted. Maybe, maybe not. Oh, good surround. He comes in for the surround. But the Oracles are there. The Oracles are there, and now he shows his hand and he doesn't get the value. He's going to almost 100 Zerglings right now, guys. He's making so many of them. But he's not denying the 4th. He's not hitting the natural. And I think Dark here really letting himself get pinned in a corner when he should have had such an advantage with this army number. He's floating a lot of money now as he goes Roach Speed +2 melee. Infestation Pit's on the way. It's almost finished even. I really would have liked to see him just hit one of those classic Ling Bane attacks. An odd choice here for Dark to back out of that. And now he's going to hit this natural. He should be getting in the 3rd mineral line as well. He's going to try and break the Cybercore. But he's doing this a little bit late. Oh, I like the focus on the Robo. That could be nice. He's going to try and focus the Robo and the Cybercore down. Nice snipe on the Robo. Just kill the Cybercore and run away? No, just running away. Not a bad call. Oracle's laser energy is very low. Dark's still on 70 workers, which is not a bad count. He's on 5 base. Remember, he had that economic momentum early. His Hive's on the way. I'd love to see a second Evo and an Ultra Cavern. And Fleet Beacon. Hero is playing Fleet Beacon before Robo or splash damage, guys. He lost his Robo. He's not rebuilding it. He's going to try and play pure Twilight into Stargate. Now, it's 1 Stargate, so it looks like just Mothership. That means no Storm, no Robotech. Hero has 4 bases full of mining, and he's got no tech. He's just making Gateway Man off 8 gas. Finally, a 2nd, 3rd Stargate go down, but they're very late. Zerglings get a good surround for Dark. The metagaming is wild right now. Both players are clearly doing weird anticipating of what the other guy's doing. Dark cancels this gas because he's got the rich gas up top. He feels that's enough. Ultra Cavern's on the way as well. Still no splash damage though. Mama's finally coming in. +1 air weapons as well for Hero. Hero's going to struggle against Ultra Corruptor. Luckily for him, Dark doesn't know about the Stargate transition and he's not scouting. Because he's not scouting, he's not going to know early enough to start Spire upgrades, so he's going to be way behind on those air upgrades. This is going to be a big advantage for Hero. But Hero without Robotech can't really handle Ultras, so that's an issue for him as well. I like that Dark's so heavy on the pressure with mass Ling Bane. Nothing but Ling Bane and a handful of Roaches on this map. Here we go. Banelings on that right side. Hero does pull the probes. Banelings should just blow up the cannon battery, which they do. Lings try to run in and deny the gold base. And they will be able to. +2 melee looking good. Adrenal Glands isn't quite finished, but that's okay. It's a kill, not a cancel. Super worth, guys. Gets 5 probes as well. This is worth trading out Ling Bane for. Chitinous Plating is on the way. No Spire started just yet, and he's very low on gas. I really feel like Dark needs to take at least 2 more gases. Drone's going to pull back here. Queens and Lings will eventually defend. Down here, Zerglings could easily surround those Zealots. Banelings blow up the Cybercore. He's going to try to run into the base, but the cannons and batteries are ready. Lings do get into the main, though. That's where he's a bit more open. He also sees the carriers, which is huge. Dark's all over it right now, guys. Dark is all over this game. Hero does not have any splash damage against a guy who's massing Zerglings. Nonetheless, his Zealot Stalker positioning is pretty good. Zerglings in the main do burrow to hide themselves. Cannons are trying to be built here. Does he know about those Zerglings burrowed behind the mineral line? Maybe, maybe not. He revelates, but he misses the Zerglings. More Lings are coming in. He's going to try and focus the battery down, try and tear these cannons down. Dark is just throwing the kitchen sink at Hero right now, but Hero's actually trading very well defending it. He's up several thousand resources. Look at that. Leave Zealots in the main. The cannon in the 4th base as well is hanging on. Dark's only on 5 bases, and his gas income is still incredibly low, guys. He's needed these 2 extra gases for a while, but he hasn't taken them. Gold base is still being denied, though. Lovely move for Dark. His Lings starting to find value. 3-1 upgrades on the way. Adrenal Glands is now done. Roaches on the left do get cleaned up. Has he still not built a Spire? Guys, he saw the carriers a minute and a half ago when his Lings first got in the main. He still has not built a Spire. Dark is trying to counter air with mass Zergling. Unironically, something that I taught people to do in Bronze to GM is kind of a meme. I did not expect to see it at this skill level. I did not expect to see a player trying to counter air without building anything that shoots up, but it is working. His name is Dark, and he's a bloody wizard. People out there be like, you need to build Corruptors and Vipers to beat air units. Dark's like, hold my soju, mother trucker. I'm making Lings and Ultralisks, and I'm going to smash. He's building Queens right now as well. I think because he doesn't have gas, so he feels like, let's just get enough Queens to defend. Queens kind of suck against carriers. But man, he's flowing. His momentum is huge. He's doing economic damage. He's unburrowing Zerglings again. Another bunch of probes. And then, of course, they just reburrow. But he's got to be careful because the army of Hero is getting so big and there's no transition behind this. Normally, when you play this sort of constant attacking style, you do it so you can transition into something. But he's not building gases or Aspire. Dark is clicking right now with his important thing. And as fun as that is, I just don't see him getting towards a win condition, even though he's ruining the economy. Is he just going to have to base trade? Maybe that's the plan. Never fight the carriers, just base trade. And to be fair, that could work. He's going to go Infesta Queen, so he's going to use Microbial Shroud on the defense. Ah, okay. I still think Spire upgrades are where it's at, man. There's no Storm. If you just get like 12 Corruptors, you can take out all these air units, but right now, Hero's going for the counterattack. You have to base trade. You cannot let him fight you front on. You have to base trade here as Dark, and that's exactly what he's going to do. He's going to let the Ultras fight through the Archons. Lings are on the third base. The army gets pulled back once again. Hero is getting overrun right now. He's got to be wishing he had some answer to this Ultraling. Oh, nice surround with the Zealot Stalker. The burrow to hide the Ultralisk. The third base is so close to dying. The Lings barely get cleaned up before it goes down. Fourth base taking damage as well. Dude, another 24 probes go down. Still no Spire. Nothing but Queens. He doesn't have many spores either. Dark, you literally can't beat this army with just Queens, man. There's no way. You're going to need to keep base trading. Dark's trying to do this with Mass Queen Microbial Shroud at home. And Ling Ultra on the counterattack. He pulls Hero back once again. Hero running around like a headless chicken, unable to deal with the just onslaught of this. Ultra Ling take out the third base. No mining left for you. Lings take out the Templar Archives. A huge snipe, meaning no more Archons, even if you were mining those gases on your natural, which of course he's not. And you can just keep base trading with Ling Ultra because there's nothing at home. What is there? A few cannons, a few batteries? The Ling Ultra will clean through this. The main Nexus goes down. If you kill the natural Nexus, then there's no recall available. Dude, Dark is beating him with just mass Ultra Ling. What a sick puppy. I don't know about this. Oh, yeah, if he transfuse the Ultras. As long as the Ultras beat the Archons. Oh my god, and the Fungal as well on top of these bloody Interceptors. Microbial Shroud and +2 Carapace against +0 carriers. Guys, the carriers don't do damage. They're doing half a damage an Interceptor shot. That is hilarious. Unfortunately, he used up all of his energy. I think the Queens could still stand and fight this, honestly. Just because the carriers are doing so little damage. Unfortunately, no more Microbial Shroud, so it looks like they will start to blast their way through those Queens. The Ultra Ling should win the base trade, right? Wait, Mama's home. Looks like Mama used her Cloaking Field to clear a lot of these units. The Queens are getting taken out. Another Microbial Shroud does come down, though, and it looks like the Interceptor count has lowered. There's only 32 Interceptors left. 500 minerals to rebuild those. The Queens taking a lot of damage. The Queens should be using hold position a little bit more to actually kill the Interceptors rather than the carriers. Ultra Ling getting in there, and this looks like it's done. I mean, there's just too much money coming in for Dark. He is getting so much. The carriers did a good job of tanking, but now one of the carriers gets dangerously low. It does fall. The Queens clicking on top of that. Only 20 Interceptors left. Yes, there's plenty of minerals to rebuild, but for how much longer? Mama has to use Cloak yet again just to survive the base trade for a few more seconds. The Queens and the Spores doing what they can. The Spore Crawl is about to kill that carrier. It goes down. And Dark with just mass Ling Ultra multitasking. That was friggin' sick. Well, that hurts, having your Cybercore blown up by Banelings just before +1 finishes. I'm not sure if he ever tried to rebuild it. I didn't catch it in the chaos of everything. Maybe you guys know in the comments. You can let me know. If he did try to start it again, it got killed a second time because having +0 carry is not the best air unit there. I've always said that, like, if you get a good enough economy, just Ultra Ling and kind of trying to just smash their economy and roll through their walls with Banelings and Lings and Ultras is one of the simplest and funnest ways to beat Skytoss. But usually it's when they're like fully just rushing Skytoss with nothing on the ground. The fact that Hero had like decent bit of cannon battery, lots of Zealot Stalker, and still he was just getting overrun like that. It was a very cool play by Dark. Now Dark is going to just take his third base right on 16 supply, sent that out nice and early, and droning up behind it as well. Dark's quite used to this style against Skytoss. He did the same thing against Parting and Trap when he won the GSL. Oh, right, back in 2021, 2020 was it, VHT? I'm trying to remember, that season was such a long time ago. But yeah, it's a very cool style. I think back then they were doing a lot of Void Ray mass meta as well, right? So people were just rushing Void Ray, so it was especially good in that time period, wasn't it? Yeah. I love that style. I mean, that was the time when he would play Ultra Corruptor a lot in the late game as well. So I think he would very often have an army that was technically worse if the Protoss took a perfect fight, but he'd just always catch them out of position and just like blow all their stuff up. And Ultras would kill the High Templar, and then the Corruptors would kill all the carriers, and he was a master of doing that. And I always thought, you know, everyone out there was trying to copy Serral, using dual spellcaster, 400 spore crawlers, some of the most technical, hard to play stuff. And Dark was out there just using good positioning and a really simple composition of Ultra Corruptor and doing very well back then. Adept gets chrono boosted. Stargate starts up in the main base for Hero. Ling speed's on the way for Dark, and he'll no doubt be moving one of these drones down, probably this guy, to take that third base. He does have 4 Lings building. 6 Lings, in fact. So he should be sending those Lings to clear up the probe, making sure the pylon block doesn't go down. Yeah, this drone here, allocated to build the third base. So Hero sees 4 Lings. He says, okay, you're not being greedy. No worries. Not going to bother blocking that. I'll just pull back. And the Adept comes forward. Yeah, mass Queen against Carrier is very, very bad in the long term because you can't force fights. But it's good just as a defensive block. Like the Queen Infestor with Microbo Shroud, you can basically just be like, I can hold this position. It's really awkward at actually ever killing the enemy air units, as you saw in the end of that game. But it's very good for just going, hey, here's a tanky block of units that just is so incredibly hard for you to kill with your air units. Unless you can get disruptors or storms on top of it, you're not going to be able to break through. So it's a kind of fun way to very cost efficiently get up a block of anti-air. But definitely not the best for finishing the game off with. But hey, his Ultra Ling was finishing the game, so it meshed well with that. I think it was like a good way of doing it. Also meant he didn't need to add those gases that I was harping on about. You know, I was going on about, dude, you need gases? But he was like, no, I don't want to go to 90 drones. I don't want to take all those gases. I want to leave all my army supply for Ling Ultra. How can I, with a mostly mineral income, get up anti-air? Just a couple of infestors, a ton of queens. Very smart way of doing things. Look at that. Great positioning by Dark, though. Hero trying to get fancy, and Dark says, no, no, no. Overlord goes down. Oracle into Void Ray seems to be the name of the day. Twilight Council into Gateways. I think we're seeing ourselves a lovely little 4-gate glaives again, guys. 5-gate glaives? No, 4-gate. There's only 1 gate in the wall off. Cool. I like this style. Evo chamber early usually means fast +1 melee. That's not very good against glaives. You want to be getting those roaches up to defend that. Oh, Oracle just snuck out of the main. Lost its shields doing so, though. Don't think he saw the Evo. He barely misses it. Hey, Void Ray gets a second Overlord. Dark, leaving that guy a bit exposed. That Void Ray, nice kill. Gets in, gets out. Sorry, guys, just going to activate the lag spike there by showing the vision. Yeah, you could go in and pick off a drone or two. Overlord's probably a bit too exposed, but I would have liked to see him regenerate shields in the Fog of War before he poked in there. But Hero prioritizing urgency over anything else. Bailey Nest is on the way. It's crazy to think that the loser of this group stage is already over, guys. This could be the final map. It's either this map, or if Hero wins, we get a third map. One of these guys will not be going beyond the top 8. And to be fair, top 8, of course, is still very good, but you'd really want both of these guys in the top 4. Void Ray cleans up the Zergling. We've got a battery out front. A few adepts there. He's going to try and defend with Ling Bane. Remember what happened to DRG? This hatchery got cancelled after he defended with Ling Bane. Exact same scenario. So it could end up being the same sort of thing. Guys, Dark's vision! He's got no vision! He's massing Lings, so it might be fine, but he should be making Banelings, but he doesn't know this is here. He's got nothing in the middle of the map right now. He's going to run into it and go, whoa! Luckily, he reacts quickly, but no Banelings pre-morphed is a huge mistake. Oh, there's 2 queens out in the open. 2 queens out in the open. The Lings are going to go for a big surround, though. Does he have the numbers? I don't think there's enough Lings to really take an efficient fight. Good pullback on the Lings. Couple queens already going down. Hero should cancel the shade. He does. Nice move for Hero. This is a really good harassment for Hero. Shade, as long as he stays away from the banelings with the shades, and if he moves up and takes out that 4th base, that'd be huge. Remember, there's no warp prism. So he definitely has to be careful because he can't warp in on the front. He can't pick up these units either. Could try to take out this low hit point queen. That thing is pretty damaged, but transfuses are coming in. These adepts going to shade to the natural. Dark's going to counterattack. Dark's realizing it's hard to defend out there off creep, but he actually had the creep forward. Remember, DIG didn't have this creep tumor. That's the big difference maker here. Ling Bane morphing on the other side of the map, guys. Hero's got to be careful. This is not just a defensive army. These guys want to go and spring across to counterattack as soon as they get the chance. Lings are going to clean up those 2 Stalkers there. Very nice move for Dark. At the same time, the Void Ray Oracle coming in to try and kill the hatchery. These Adepts are taking big Ling Bane surrounds, though. Oh, the Baneling's getting massive hits. The Void Ray goes down. The Adept's getting hammered at the same time. Looks like Ling Bane just rolled in there, but the probes survive. 9 probes go down, some of them surviving. Massive counterattack coming. There's 1 Oracle up right now. That Oracle has no energy. Trying to build another Oracle, trying to make Stalkers. Hero should wall this off with gateways right now. That wall off is begging for a boom boom. Oh my god, he's begging for it. Baneling's going the wrong direction, but actually Sentry's warping in on the right side, so I guess this is the correct side to be going. Baneling's trying to roll through, not able to get into that base. There's a cannon building on the left side as well. Oh, he messed up his force field and had to use 2 of them. Hero! I can't believe he missed his force field. It was so important that he force fielded that, and he could have force fielded the pylon as well. Hero leaving the door open. This should have been a clutch hold with those force fields, but now he finds himself with Lings inside the main base. The Oracle, though, doing big damage. It's still got 10 energy left, and that looks like a pretty good cleanup. Yeah, he loses 13 probes in total, but that includes the 9 that died to the initial bust. He's still up 2 workers, and I think he's in a pretty damn good position. More Lings are going to run in right now. Lings in the 3rd. Oh gosh, the cannon is helping, but look at that. Nice focus fire, actually getting a few of those low hit point ones. Force fields in the natural, push it back in the 3rd base. Oh god, he's slow to micro his probes. His Hero. Dark finding the damage in a situation where it looked like Hero had stabilized. Another 8 probes go down, and the Lings aren't done yet. They're going to keep poking around behind this. Hydra Den's on the way, +2 melee. Also, he's got the 5th base up. So if he wants to drone up, 5 bases is going to be pretty big. He's only on 1, 2, 3 gases. So if Dark, I mean, he's building Hydras right now for very low economy. Is he just going to go immediately for round 2? I really feel like he needs to ensure that he drones up, or he needs to go all in. He's going to go Groove Spines before Augments. I truly feel that that's good defensively, but Augments is the better upgrade when you're attacking. The movement speed upgrade for those Hydras is the better upgrade. Dark disagrees. Dark has been forgetting Lurker upgrades all day today. Hydra upgrades would be something that could be added to that arsenal. We'll see if he remembers it. He's going all in. Dark's going all in. He's making nothing but Hydraling Bane. And you know what? Hero's going to attack into him. Oh, Dark anticipated this. He knew it's Hero I'm playing. Hero literally has 1 mode. Attack, attack, attack. If I mass army, he's going to overcommit into me. And then I can get a good fight. He's going to go for it. Big fight here for Dark, potentially. Seeing all these Hydras, I think you got to pull back and take a 4th as Hero. Hero's going to keep going, though. The Mad Dog Hero going for it. Attacking deep on creep into the Hydraling Bane. Good stasis trap. I love that stasis trap. He's got a lot of Stalkers, man. That Stalker count is scary. He might be able to just kill him. And this is actually so scary for Dark right now. The Hydras, they've got Groove Spines, though. Like I said, that's a very good defensive upgrade. And it turns out he was preparing to defend this attack because he knew Hero was going to be so aggressive afterwards. Great call by Dark, but if those Hydras start dying, he's in trouble. And remember, these Stalkers may be damaged, but they're still alive. Oh, one of the Oracles goes down. Hero is kind of all in on 55 probes himself. If he starts a 4th and goes splash damage, he's fine. The problem is he sees like, oh, this could be a 5 base. He doesn't know that Dark's only on 58 drones. Hero feels like he's got to use this big Stalker advantage that he's got right here, right now. If he could see the numbers, I'm quite sure he would take a 4th base and chill out on this attack. Instead, Hero's going to go relatively committed here. A couple of Stalkers get picked off, though. Those 2 red hit point Stalkers got exposed at the front, and they go down very fast. More Stalkers and Zealots warping in right now. Hero is going for broke. He's up in supply. 10 army supply advantage. He's got 1/1 upgrades as well, against no upgrades for the Hydras, and that is big. That's actually massive. Not having any Hydra upgrades in this sort of scenario is painful. Movement speed kicks in for those Hydras. Great. Stalker, Blink Micro. Those Hydras, so juicy. If those Hydras go down, Hero's got this in the bag. But right now, they're standing strong. The Lings popping out are keeping them alive. The Banelings occasionally mixed in. just offering a little bit of oomph in there. The Hydra started stepping forward. Every time he moves forward like that and gets a few Stalker kills, it's quite good. Units lost tab, 2,000 resources in favor of Hero. Hero desperately pushing forward. It's a 5-base Zerg who has a lot more mineral patches available, but Hero is trying to win off the back of his raw micro. He's lost 17 Stalkers for only 2 Hydras, but that's because the Zerglings have been shielding for them. The masses of Zerglings, 270 Zerglings have gone down in this game so far. He's going to break the rocks to open up a wider attacking front. That's not a bad idea. Just keep in mind, Dark is making mass Zergling. Blinking back the low hit point Stalkers. A lot of these Stalkers are damaged, but if push comes to shove, they may all crumble. Hero's got to let those shields regenerate a little bit. Look how vulnerable his units are. You can see, bam, instantly, Stalker's getting picked off every time he goes for these fights. But the Ling Bane is going down pretty viciously as well. I don't know who's winning these fights anymore. It looks like Hero's ahead in supply. He's going to blink forward. The Mad Dog goes for it. Hero, the absolute mad lad, dives on the Hydras, forces the drones off the line. Massive moves for Hero. But that drone pool was tactical. Only 6 drones go down. Dark goes back to mining. He's still got mass Hydra Ling coming in. That stasis trap is big. This is a slow warp-in pylon. Warping in units dying as they warp in. Hero goes for broke. He tries to kill Dark. But Dark is holding on, and now he's up in supply. He's got a 24 army supply lead. I think that's it. This army is looking much less impressive now. As these units break out of the stasis, Dark jumps on him, takes the fight, and these Stalkers and Zealots are getting overrun. Oh, man. Ling Hydra trying to come forwards here. Trying to overwhelm the Stalkers. Hero just does not realize how low the worker count of Zerg is. If he did, he may have transitioned earlier, but instead he's played it like an all-in. Now he starts a robo here after 10 minutes of frantic blink micro. Beautiful defense with the Hydra arc by Dark. I gotta say, he's done a great job, and look at this. Ling Hydra flanking around the right side. Hero's trying to get out of there. The Lings and the Hydras trying to jump on top. If he can stop the Stalkers from retreating, they will disappear to these Hydralisks. And indeed they do. Great chase here for Dark. Really nice chase. You can see how bad Stalkers are against Zerglings. And those Hydras, whenever they're able to actually stand and shoot, their DPS is wild. So many Stalkers going down. I even focus fired the low hit point one. And that should be that. 4th base has started. But Hero is just so far behind. He's going to build a cannon and a battery on his 4th. He is up 3 workers technically, but I mean, that army supply does not lie. 53 army supply is big. +1 range finish for the Hydras during all that battle. +2 is on the way. The Stalkers are going to blink away, but there's mass Zergling chasing them down. The blink forward, it was one of those moves that we've seen win Hero games time after time, but it was, of course, an overcommitment. The blink forwards was what really gave a massive advantage to Dark in that fight, because Hero was ahead in army supply. He was kind of trading a little better over time, but because he felt like he was all in, he felt like he needed to do something right then and there. The Ling sniping the Nexus down. Beautiful play here by Dark. Gets that base down. Robobay is almost finished for Hero, but 3 base against 5. That's a huge advantage. And dude, Dark, who needs lurker upgrades? This man is gonna win the final deciding match. Unfortunately, we're not going to see Hero in the top 4 this season, but Dark has looked very good at his ability to find ways to win no matter what's going wrong for him in the game. It's his clutch ability to find the win. It's always been his special suit, and nothing's different today. Dark takes that 2nd spot in the group stage behind Creator, and they're both going to the top 4.